All right, from Cyclones Stadium, welcome once again to tonight's broadcast of Eastern View football as the Cyclones play host to the Dinwiddie Generals in this Region 4B region semifinal game. That was a mouthful. I'm Mark O'Connell along with Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawchuk, the man behind the camera. Steve, it's becoming a habit showing up here at Cyclone Stadium, and that's a good thing. We'll keep coming back as long as Eastern View's winning, of course, unless Louisa wins tonight, and that's a story in and of itself. But here we are, and Eastern View is playing Dinwiddie tonight in a region semifinal game. Steve, these two teams are starting to become familiar with each other.
Mark, they are. This is the third straight time they've met in the regional playoffs. Last year, Eastern View beat Dinwiddie for the regional championship. The year before, Dinwiddie beat Eastern View to go to the regional championship. So we're familiar with them. They're a quality opponent. Looking forward for tonight. It's going to be a good game tonight. And Dinwiddie, because they say Navy Nation, comes to Eastern View.
All right. Well, so Eastern View, of course, the number 3 seed in the region. Dinwiddie was the number 7 or 6?
7.
7, okay. And so they played number 2 Monacan last week, and they won. But we don't really view that as an upset when you think about the history between Monacan and Dinwiddie. And, of course, had Monacan won, we'd be down in Richmond tonight.
Right. We'd be down there, and we're glad, that Monacan has played Dinwiddie 4 straight times in the playoffs, and Dinwiddie's very familiar with them. So Dinwiddie laid a whooping on them last week with their running back, Kevin Barlow, is scored 7 touchdowns, But again, they're here, coming to our stadium with the Cyclones, and I think tonight's going to be a real good game. Could be a close game. We've got to take care of business on defense, Mark.
All right, let's take a look at both teams and how they match up. First of all, let's look at Dinwiddie's offense versus Eastern View's defense. Dinwiddie's offense. When you think about them, a couple guys come on. Obviously, the quarterback. He's tall. He's rangy. He's only a sophomore. He's very effective, but he's left-handed too. That means his blind side's on the right, opposite Eastern View's left front. Then you got this Robert Barlow kid. He only scored 7 touchdowns last week against Monacan. They play, like Eastern View's offense. Dinwiddie has scored a lot of points. But Eastern View's defense, unlike Dinwiddie's defense, has only given up 7.2 points a game. Why has Eastern View been so effective this year, Steve? And what special assignments or tasks do they have tonight against Dinwiddie's offense?
Well, to answer your first question, they're very good in defense because they swarm to the football, Mark, and they make good one-on-one tackles out in space. They're going to have to do that tonight against Barlow. He accounted for all the touchdowns against Monacan last week. You can't underrate Hunter, their quarterback. He's only in his 11th game, sophomore, but like you said, he's left-handed. So I got to see the Eastern View defensive line led by Jacob Southern and boys, and those guys are going to have to really put pressure on. I think the linebacker core of Drew Sharina is going to be big tonight. Mikey King, if he can go tonight, he was injured last week. Ronta Robinson. They're all going to have big games tonight and put pressure, not let Barlow get to that second level. He gets that second level, he's gone.
All right, so we were talking about the Eastern View defense versus the Dinwiddie offense, and I agree with that. And we have remarked so many times Eastern View's defensive unit swarms with the football. They're always there. Very rarely does a player have to make a solo tackle, but when they have to, they're typically very good at it. And at the top of that list for me is a guy you already mentioned, Drew Sharina. I think he plays a special role tonight. I'm not asking you to be the defensive coordinator, but if you had Dinwiddie as your assignment tonight, what would Drew Sharino's responsibility to you be?
Well, he'd be keeping an eye on the quarterback, Hunter, but really watching Barlow from his running back position because they're going to really want to get him to the second level. So what we've got to allow our defensive line is got to really occupy their offensive line and let the linebackers make plays tonight for Eastern View. Offensively, Eastern View's just got to do what they've been doing all season. Manage if Till Butler control the football, not manage the football, not make mistakes, get their running game going, it opens up their path. Defensively, Dinwiddie's not very strong. So they've given up a lot of points. So I expect a high-scoring game tonight. I really do.
So Dinwiddie's given up about 27 points per game defensively. Eastern View only about 7.2. Back to Eastern View's offense. Till Butler has been very efficient. He's been very precise. He's only thrown 1 pick this year, and that, to me, That's worth a lot of money to this team because you're not turning the ball over and giving up unnecessary points and bad field position.
Well, like I said, Mark, game management. Till does it very well. He's like the little coach on the field. He runs Coach Hatfield's game plan to precision. He knows what to do, takes care of the football. Big key tonight going to be our offensive line. They've got to get on the defensive line. They've got to get helmets on their opponent, open up the holes for Rock Lawson and Ronta Robinson to run free, and look out for Alex Spangler tonight.
All right, so I'm glad you mentioned the offensive line. Last week, Eastern View played Huguenot here. Huguenot was huge up front. Eastern View out-finessed them. The offensive line did a great job of opening up holes tonight. They're going to have to do it again, as you say. Remember, Eastern View is playing without both Chance Graves and Blake Gleek, so they got those, voids to fill, that sort of thing. Let me say this. I think Eastern View can win tonight. I'm going to say by 14. It might be closer than that. But let's say this. If you had a close game and it came down to the foot of one player, it doesn't hurt you that Eastern View has Garrett Hutchinson on the team.
Garrett Hutchinson's going to be could be the game winner tonight. Could be. He's going to be big tonight. He's a weapon to have. I look for a close game. I think it's going to be Eastern View with their senior leadership, their experience, and playing at home tonight will get by Dinwiddie.
One other note, this is a semifinal game. That means there's another semifinal game in action. Who is it? Louisa County. The Lions hosting the Patriots of Patrick Henry of Ashland. And I like Louisa. I don't live far from them, but I'm really kind of pulling for PH for one reason. I think you know what that is.
Ken Wakefield, former head coach of Culpeper. He's got his boys down Patrick Henry playing in Louisa tonight for a spot in the regional final. That'd be great to have. I'm looking ahead, to have Patrick Henry upset Louisa, we win against Dinwiddie, have a regional final here.
We'd be back here next week, and we'd be welcoming Ken Wakefield as part of a homecoming, if you will, to come back to Culpeper County. But, we don't always get your wishes. We certainly hope Eastern View wins to advance. Louisa's a favorite in that game, I think, but, of course, anything can happen.
High school football, anything can happen, Mark. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to call the game tonight. Very excited about this matchup. Again, as Steve pointed out, third meeting between these two teams. They've met in the regional playoffs the last 2 years. Great games. We expect another great game tonight. So we're going to take a break. Hope you enjoyed the pregame show. When we come back, we'll have team captains and tonight's kickoff to get this Region 4B semifinal game underway between your host Cyclones and the visiting Dinwiddie Generals. Stay tuned. You're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Mama May's Pizza and Subs at our new location on 620 Sperryville Pike still serves you the best in pizza, subs, salads, and so much more. Always fresh, always good, only Mama May's. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
From Cyclone Stadium, welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Region 4B semifinal game between the Cyclones and the visiting Dinwiddie Generals. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawcheck behind the camera tonight. You are looking at team captains for both teams here. Of course, the Cyclones decked out in the black helmets, black pants, and blue jerseys, and there's team captains from left to right, or Alex Spangler, number 2. Number 70 is Jason Southern. Number 10, of course, Till Butler. And number 9, Drew Sharina. And Steve, opposite them, Dinwiddie's captains. And, of course, we talked in our pregame about Dinwiddie's big win over Monacan last week. No great surprise. And Dinwiddie was 5-5 during the regular season, but as you pointed out, they played a very tough schedule.
They have played a very tough schedule, Mark, and they played a lot of those Richmond area schools, and they came out 5-5. They made it to the playoffs, and they upset Monacan, number 2 seed last week, but they played Monacan 4 times before, so they were real familiar with them. But they had some tough losses, especially against Massaponax over here in Fredericksburg, kind of dominated them. North Stafford beat them. Also, Prince George, they lost that in a heartbreaker. Prince George High School, and then Thomas Dale. So those are, Class 5 and Class 6 teams they lost to. So they and also Hopewell, which is a Class 3, which they're undefeated. They lost last year to Phoebus in the regional finals last year, but then Hopewell, to Division 3, won it before that. And Culpeper had even faced Hopewell 3 years ago. So you look for Dinwiddie tonight to come out. They feature 2 people, basically. Number 5, Kevin Barlow, the running back, and number 12, Hilton, the quarterback.
Well, and Eastern View won the toss, and they deferred, and Dinwiddie will be receiving. So Eastern View, I think that's what they wanted, Steve. They wanted to win the toss and defer and be able to have choice in the and be able to receive the kickoff in the third quarter. So we'll see Garrett Hutchinson momentarily with the kicking team coming out, and we'll talk about Dinwiddie's big playmakers. No question, it's that quarterback. He wears jersey number 14. His name is Brenton Hilton. He's 6 feet tall. He's 175 pounds. He's only a sophomore. He's tall. He's rangy. He's like a lot of quarterbacks today. He's a dual threat to run or pass the ball. And he's left-handed. And how about that for maybe a nuance tonight as far as the Eastern View defense, Steve?
Well, Mark, you talked about Hilton, but the man that really makes him go, he reminds me a lot of Diego Hunter, 5'5".
Yeah.
Robert Barlow, he scored all 7 touchdowns last week against Monacan. He's got over 1,600 yards rushing, and he's also a receiving threat. You've got to account for him, and he's going to be the deep back. He likes to return kicks. I don't expect Eastern View and Garrett Hutchinson to be kicking off to him.
Well, I think you're right, and I think that you're going to have to account for Robert Barlow anytime Dinwiddie has a football, whether it's on offense or whether they're going to be receiving a punt or a kickoff. They want the ball into the hands of number 5, Robert Barlow. And the comparison to Diego Hunter is right on point. 5'5", 150. And you're talking about a guy who scored 7 touchdowns last week against Monacan. For that to happen, Steve, a couple things had to take place. One, he had to break tackles, and he has to have a lot of speed in open space to get beyond people. And here is a return man from the 15. This is Barlow. And they're going to have to tackle him well tonight, and they stack him up short of the 35-yard line. And that's where Dinwiddie will start on offense here tonight. There he is, number 5. You're going to see him a lot tonight, and you're going to hear his name called quite frequently. So Dinwiddie goes on offense. Their quarterback there is number 14. That's Brenton Hilton. And they've got some good receivers with some good numbers this year as well. And we have those stats we'll provide for you periodically during the broadcast. Okay, Dinwiddie starts this one on its own 35. This is a region semifinal game. Winner moves on. Throwing on first down. This one dropped on a nice hard hit coming in by number 6 there, Steve, making the hit. It was Josh Logan because the receiver had it. And the quarterback was right on the money. It was a good hit by the defensive back.
You're sure right, Mark. Logan played that perfectly. Great hit, stuck his hat right on that football, knocked it right loose. And guess they went to that tight end formation, 88. First time we've seen a lot that year. A high school team use a tight end.
Well, they go to Barlow, the running back. Remember, they got to tackle him well. Don't let him get rolling. He's going to be dangerous. He got past the initial hit and then out about the 38, 39-yard line. Well, they're going to mark it at the 39. So it's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 here. So Dinwiddie on offense. They came out throwing. And here's a long snap count as Brenton Hilton trying to draw that Cyclone defense offside. And you talk about having to play discipline tonight, Steve, and reduce and limit those penalties if you're Eastern View.
You are, Mike. You're that absolutely correct. And like you said, Barlow is very hard to bring down. He's little, but he's strong.
Yeah, he must be. All right. Here's the quarterback dropping back. Here comes some pressure, and they try to set up the screen and incomplete. Nicely played by Eastern View's defense. They weren't fooled at all. And the pass was intended to Deonta Johnson. He would have gone nowhere had he caught it because there were 4 or 5 blue jerseys right around him. So 3 and out for Dinwiddie, and that's exactly what Eastern View's defense wanted to do here.
Ronta Robinson in there for Mikey King, who was not suited up tonight, injured with that sprained ankle. Made a great play on that pass play, Mark.
We got Spangler back. Here's the punter's kick. Good high kick. Spangler, fair catch. He makes it inside the 25-yard line. You don't see him call a fair catch too often, but that was a smart play there. Great coverage downfield, and the high punt actually helped that Dinwiddie punt team.
It sure did, Mark. And that was a good punt by Dinwiddie. First time I've seen Alex Spangler not be able to return a punt because the punt was good and the coverage was good.
Justin Davis, the punter, he's a junior, did a good job there. They're going to mark this here unless there's a penalty. It looks like I'm going to assess one here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're just waiting to place the ball. And it's going to be right at the 22-yard line. So Eastern View, very average field position as it sets up shop for the first time on offense tonight.
As you can see, Dinwiddie's not very big up front defensively. Eastern View should be able to move the football.
Got a front 4 up there on that defense. They go to the run here. And this is Rock Lawson out to the 35, making the tackle. Desmond Green bring up 2nd down and 7. Opening couple of minutes here this first quarter. We're scoreless so far at Cyclone Stadium. This is the Region 4B semifinal game. Winner moves on to play the winner of the Louisa Patrick Henry of Ashland game tonight. We'll play that next week.
And Mark, it rained this morning, so the field's going to be a little wet. You can see it right now, a little bit of slipperiness, but we'll see who can.
Well, this is Lawson, nowhere to go. He was trying to follow his blockers, but good penetration there by Dinwiddie's team and making the tackle. It was Marcus King, and now we're going to have a 3rd down and about 8. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that right there, that play got nowhere fast, and Dinwiddie was able to really, led by King and number 30 in there, coming in there and blowing up the block, and that's what happened, and nailed for a loss.
3rd and 10. Here's Butler, his first pass of the night. He's throwing. This one's caught. It's Spangler, 30, 35. It'll be a first down for the Cyclones. He had to get to the 32. He got to the 35 or right at the 35, first down. Well, you got to like that pass and play call, Steve.
You do, Mark, and an easy pass for Till Butler to Alex Spangler as playmaker, and that's what you do. You get the ball to your playmakers, and they make big plays, and that was a good combination, Butler to Spangler.
And Eastern View has made a really sort of a habit of converting on 3rd and long. Oh, and, of course, that's not they don't design to get it that way, in other words. But here is Lawson breaking one almost. Biggest run of the night. He got across the 45 out to about the 47 or 48. And that's going to be a pickup of about 12 yards and another Eastern View first down.
The Cyclones got it rolling, Mark. That's what they got to do. Just get good blocking up front. They're much bigger up front offensively than Dinwiddie's 3-man front on that defensive line.
Right. When they went from started with a 4, they've gone to a 3-man front. They keep it on the ground here over that left side. Lawson got in that opening hole. Straight ahead he went. Past midfield, Dinwiddie territory. They'll mark it at the 44-yard line. That is a pickup of 6 yards, or actually 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. So good back-to-back runs by Lawson following that. Those creases opened up by the offensive line. Back to Lawson they go. And this is just good straight ahead, hard running. Pays dividends. It's going to pick up another first down, and we'll move the chains for the 3rd time here this drive.
And also, they're lucky they didn't fumble that ball. Till Butler almost didn't get it to Lawson on the handoff, but they're able to connect on that handoff and pick up the first down, and that's what they're doing. They're finding room on that left side of that offensive line, led there by Ricky Robinson and company. And number 50 for Eastern View, and that is Braden Walker. They're really clearing holes on that left side.
All right, back to that 4-man front, and they keep it to Lawson, left side. He breaks a tackle, lowers his shoulder. He got inside the Dinwiddie 25-yard line. Steve, right now, this drive looks like vintage Eastern View this year.
It does, Mark. And again, now you get into Garrett Hutchins' territory, too. If they were able to get stopped, they've got that field goal kicker, too, get points on the board, but they're trying to get in that red zone right now, Mark. And they're knocking on the door.
11-yard pickup. They get it to the 24. The red zone is the 20-yard line and less. So they're 4 yards away from that spot. It's 1st and 10 here from the 24. Ronte Robinson, his first carry of the night. And Dinwiddie is going to hold him to about a 1 or 2 yard gain there. They stacked that one up rather quickly. We're down to 7:42 and clock ticking first quarter. No score so far. Eastern View won the coin toss. They deferred. Dinwiddie opted to receive. They took first possession on their own 35. They were 3 and out and punted. Spangler had a fair catch at the Eastern View 22-yard line, and 8 plays later they have it at the Dinwiddie 21, and that's where we stand so far here in this first quarter. No score, but Eastern View is on the march. Butler back to Robinson. Tries the right side this time. He got inside the 20 to the 19. Going to bring up 3rd down. And about 5 yards now for a first down.
Tried to run on that right side, Mark. Led there by David Jorgensen and number 78, Elijah Hoskin, trying on that right side after that success on that left. And they were able to pick up a few yards. But now it's 3rd and a long 5, Mark. See what they got dialed up here. See if they can keep those chains moving inside the red zone.
All right. Well, they've got Eli Harris going in the slot to the right. And I think it's Spangler top of your screen. Butler's going to fake it and keep it. And Butler, second effort's going to bring him down to about the 21, let's say make that the 16-yard line. He may be a little short of a first down by about a yard. There's a decision if you're Coach Hatfield.
Well, I think he's going to go for it. Coach Hat's going to go for this, using that power on that left side. You got your field goal kicker in, but right now 4th and about a long yard and a half, maybe 2. Try that success on that left side. Do a little play action, freeze those linebackers, see if you can get a hole for Rock Lawson.
Or do you go long snap down here and try to draw Dinwiddie offside, get the automatic first down? It's 4th and 2 from the 17-yard line. Back to Lawson. There goes Lawson. And he should have enough for a first down with that second effort. You know what? I like the call, Stu, because your ground game's working, and Coach Hatfield is saying, I believe in the offensive line. I believe we can get 2 yards.
That's true, Mark, and exactly what he did. And Coach Hatfield was allowed, right there in the left side of the line and able to pick up those 2 yards.
11 plays so far on this drive. It began at the Eastern View 22-yard line. They now have 1st and 10 at Dinwiddie's 13. Till Butler. Back to Lawson. Not much doing. He's going to be down to about the 11. That's going to pick up a 2 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 8. If Eastern View is successful with this ground and pound game, I'll call it, it won't take long for Dinwiddie to wear down up front.
No, it won't. And they just brought in 99 Jordan Dotson and Drew Sharina, so they're going with their heavy run package, and it looks like they're going to try to go heavy run on that left side because they're trying to wear out that Dinwiddie defense and right now because they're running a 3-man front. So see what they can do here. They got that heavy package loaded up on that right side.
All right, here is 2nd and 8 from the 11. Till Butler, signal caller. Rock Lawson, the ball carrier, looking for some running room. Won't find much. A horde of Dinwiddie Generals were there, including number 45, Christopher Parham, in on the tackle for Dinwiddie. Now we got a 3rd and long coming up here, and they have it right at the 10-yard line. They only gave him a yard. It's 3rd and 7 from that spot.
Right, Mark, and they can still pick up a first down without a touchdown, but here I think you got to roll Till out and try to get a pass, try to find Spangler cutting across the middle on a slant.
All right, 3rd and 7. Looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by Eastern View. Good time to call one with 4:15 to play here in this first quarter. Even though we're scoreless, Eastern View is on the march, and they are threatening to score one way or the other here. After the timeout, the Cyclones will have it 3rd and 7 from the Dinwiddie 10-yard line. Well, this broadcast is made possible by Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. And there's Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. And CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. So here after the timeout, Steve, decision time, Eastern View. Let's see what Coach Hatfield and his staff has dialed up as Till Butler brings the offensive unit back onto the field where it's 3rd and 7 at the Dinwiddie 10-yard line. In that backfield along Butler is Rock Lawson, and the lead running back up there behind the line of scrimmage is Drew Sharina. Here is Butler. He's got Spangler, and Spangler down to about the 5-yard line. He picked up 5, going to bring up about 4th and 2. Well, they're going to mark it at the 6. So he picked up 4. It's going to bring up 4th and 3.
And they're bringing on Garrett Hutchinson. Good move here, Mark. That's going to be a tough 3 yards to go. Take the points with Hutchinson, your field goal kicker, and get 3 on the board already.
All right, let's check the spot. I believe it's going to be the third. Let's see, the line of scrimmage is a 6 at 7-13. The spot will be the 13. So this will be a 23-yard field goal attempt by Garrett Hutchinson coming up momentarily. Of course, it all starts with that snap, and then the hold, and then the kick by Hutchinson. And he gets it down. His kick is up, certainly long enough, and it is good from 23 yards out. Hutchinson, we talked about him in the pregame, didn't we?
Sure did. Got on the board, 3 points. Of course, Dinwiddie's thinking they stopped him from scoring a touchdown, so they're thinking they got to win, just limiting the field goal. But now, Eastview gets on the board 3-0. You got to take the points in that situation, Mark. You can't go for it at 4th and 3 and not come away with nothing, because that would be a big blow to your offense.
Well, look at the time that they used, and not only did they use, they had 14 plays that they used to drive from their own 22-yard line down to the Dinwiddie 6. They capped it with a 23-yard field goal by Garrett Hutchinson. Not only did they score, but they used the clock, and what else did they do? They kept Dinwiddie's offense off the field.
That's the way to keep Dinwiddie's high-octane offense off the field, and you'll score points. But the big thing is right now, just don't let Barlow get a big one.
So Garrett Hutchinson, who's had a very, very good season, he had 2 field goals, the longest of 38 coming into tonight's game, and now he adds his 3rd field goal of the season, this one from 23 yards out. And now he will kick off. And, of course, if you're Dinwiddie, they want to get that ball into the hands of number 5, Robert Barlow, but he's not going to get a chance. Hutchinson does a great job of angling this kick to where it is not in play by Barlow, or actually the other return man, and it goes into the end zone for the touchback, and that's called doing your job well right there.
Right there, great job by Garrett Hutchinson on that kick.
So now Dinwiddie comes back on the field. Now remember, on their first possession, they came out throwing, and it was a nice throw, but it was a great defensive play by Eastern View to jar the ball loose to deny reception, and that's the only pass so far that the quarterback here, Brenton Hilton, has thrown. Well, this is a different look. Let's see what they draw up. Hilton, play fake, incomplete. Now, he had his receiver out there open. It was off his hands. It was intended for Kelmari Brown, number 13.
It was there. He had him open. They're trying to look at that slant path. They're trying to – I see what Dinwiddie's trying to do, Mark. They're trying to keep Eastern View defense off balance from keying on Barlow and going with the passing game first. See if they can spring somebody in those inside slot patterns and slants, and that's what they're trying to do. Good defense, though, by Eastern View.
2nd down. Here's Barlow. Watch out. You got to make a good tackle. He's got speed. He's in the open field. This is what he does best. He gets out there. He's like little Diego Hunter. He's hard to bring down. He's all the way down to the Eastern View 10-yard line, and that is a pickup of 70 yards by Robert Barlow. That's what happens when you don't make the initial tackle. He gets in the open field, and he's just about virtually gone. That's why he scored 7 touchdowns last week.
That's right. He gets in that. He gets going, and that's exactly what happened. You've got to wrap him up, and you've got to hit him at the line of scrimmage. You can't arm tackle him. And I was looking maybe for a flag, but no flag, so.
There's 1st and goal now, Dinwiddie from the 10-yard line. Barlow again. He'll get down close to the 5. They're going to mark it about the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. 3:03, clock ticking, first quarter. 3-0 Eastern View, but Dinwiddie here knocking on the door after that 70-yard run by Robert Barlow puts them in contention here. It's 2nd and goal from the 6.
But you showed Alex Spangler's speed running him down to knock him out of bounds.
Barlow. No, they fake it to him. Quarterback keeps it. They stack him up at the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring up 3rd and goal. So here's an opportunity for this Eastern View defensive unit to make a stance here on 3rd and goal.
You're right, Mark. They got to make a play here. Keep them out of the end zone. Watch Barlow and watch that fake inside. And we're going to try to get Barlow on the outside, or maybe watch the pass play here.
Okay, Barlow's number 5. He's behind the quarterback, Brenton Hilton. 3rd and goal from the 5. Here's Barlow. Watch out. Can they get him? They do at about the 3-yard line. Now, they've got a decision to make. It's 3rd and goal from the 3, and that sounds kind of familiar.
Yep, yeah, it makes it 4th down here, Mark.
I'm sorry, 4th down.
So
right.
they have a decision. Are they going to go for it or are they going to use the field goal? It looks like they're going to they're going to go for it here.
All right. Big play here. Ball on the 3. It's 4th and 3. Here's your quarterback. Thinking about an option. We got a whistle. We got stoppage. This could be a 5-yard penalty.
It's going to be movement.
And that's going to change things. If it's against Dinwiddie, then it makes it a 4th and 8 rather than a 4th and 3.
Let's see what the call is.
Uh-oh. It's offsides against Eastern View.
But half the distance to the goal now.
All right, so it remains, what, 4th down?
Remains 4th down, but they put the ball right at about the 2.
So it's 4th and goal from the 2.
They look like they're going their heavy package, Mark.
Yep, they got that heavy package backfield there. Here's Barlow. Can he get in? Did they give him the signal?
No.
Yes, the line judge did. Look over to the side. They're saying he's in.
Yep.
Yep. So it's touchdown Dinwiddie, and it's Barlow from 2 yards out, and Dinwiddie leads 6-3 with 1:26 to play in this first quarter. This whole scoring drive, the biggest highlight of it, of course, was that 70-yard run by Barlow that moved the ball down from the Dinwiddie 20-yard line all the way down to Eastern View 10, and it seemed like it was a matter of time before Dinwiddie would come away with some points. And this point after by Justin Davis is good. It's 7-3.
And again, Mark, Barlow, you just have to account for him. I mean, he scored all 7 touchdowns against Monacan. I mean, 49 points. He had runs of 90 yards and 99 yards. Because once he gets free, he's gone. And he, like I said, he just reminds me so much of Diego Hunter.
Yeah, and you're right. He must be very strong. You hit him, he's not easy to bring down. Well, you know, this broadcast is made possible by UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union, 888-887-9136. And Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air, 718-75-56. We've got 1:26 to play. First quarter action. The Generals of Dinwiddie lead the Cyclones 7-3. And now Justin Davis, number 41, a junior, who just converted the extra point to make it a 7-3 game, will kick off to Eastern View. All right, here's Davis's kick. And we got a whistle and we got stoppage on the play.
It might be offsides against Dinwiddie. We'll see.
Illegal procedure, Dinwiddie, so we'll back them up from the 40 to the 35 to re-kick it.
It's gotten a little chillier, Marcus. They're calling for the wind to pick up a little bit and get cold tonight, and maybe this might affect Dinwiddie. Hopefully, it'll dry out the field some. But Eastern View's not used to being knocked, coming from behind. The only other game they're really coming from behind was Spotsylvania. So they've got to, and King George too, in the first half. So
but if you speak of the wind, but honestly, if you're Eastern View, don't you want to feel the wind?
Yep.
You set me up for that one. You did it unwittingly, didn't you?
Yes.
Unknowingly. All right, the kickoff from the 40. From the 40 this time, the return man 15. Across the 30, still fighting for additional yardage. This was number 8, Eli Harris, on the return for Eastern View. And his additional determination there will give Eastern View good field position as they send their offense back in the field. There was nothing wrong about the offensive unit's play in that first series. They moved the ball methodically down the field. They ended up having to settle for a field goal rather than a touchdown. But had the ball back, trailing 7-3, until Butler and company certainly know what to do. They looked methodical that first drive.
You look across the way, Navy Nation, Dinwiddie, they travel pretty good. Fans have turned out, come up from Dinwiddie.
Here's Butler being pressured, being sacked eventually They're going to sack him at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 7. Going to bring up 2nd and 17, and you've got 5 white jerseys in on that near the tackle, including number 45, Tyler Bell.
And Mark, that was a coverage sack right there. Dinwiddie had all the receivers covered for Eastern View, and they weren't able to, pick up, till Butler had to eat the football.
Yep, under a minute to play here in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 17. And they go back to the run with Rock Lawson. He broke the first tackle. And there's a penalty flag down as well as he got across the 35-yard line.
Let's see what the call is. It could be a face mask or it could be a hold.
By the reaction of the Cyclones players, it looked like it might work against Dinwiddie. Let's see.
Let's see what the call is here. And it might be go against Eastern View. And it looks like it's going to be holding, Mark.
So wait, here comes the call right here.
Block below the waist. See what the call is.
78.
Block below the waist.
Good job. You called it, Steve.
Yep.
Block below the waist, they mark it off. It was 2nd and 17 from the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you can't. You can only do it within the 5 yards of the line of scrimmage in that little 5-yard. You can't after that. After you engage, you can't block below the waist.
Pushes the ball back to the 17, where it's 2nd down and. So he lost 13. 2nd down and 30. Yeah, 2nd down and 30. Final 30 seconds, counting off here in the first quarter. Big 2nd down here and long from the 17. Cyclones trail 7-3. Second possession of the game for the Cyclones. Till Butler, empty backfield throwing. Over the middle, incomplete. Spangler was wide open across the middle. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they didn't appear to be on the same page.
No, they didn't, Mark. It looked like, Alex was running like a wheel route coming across and then cutting across the middle and breaking off the pattern. And Till was thinking he was just going on a go route, streaking down the field. Lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Well, we're talking about how great a running back Robert Barlow is. He's also a defensive back, and he leads the teams in the team in interceptions, I believe. He's back there as a defensive back right now. Here is a 3rd and 30. Cyclones from their own 17. And we got another flag down and a whistle and stoppage.
It's going to be against Eastern View. Someone left early. Yeah, they're trying to get in the false start. We'll
push it back 5 yards.
False start 65, David Jorgensen.
They're going to move it back to the 12 then. It'll be 3rd and 35.
Yeah.
This is where you really need a big play, don't you, to bring back some light.
Well, yeah, it looks like Eastern View is kind of befuddled right now, Mark, for lack of a better word. They're like, what do we do? And right now, Dinwiddie's got them in the field position game pretty good. Right here, they force them here to punt.
Mm-hmm. Got to be careful not to turn the ball over here at this point, too. This is a picture in contrast to that first series where Eastern View moved down the field methodically. They look at 3rd and 35 here. Here's Butler. He's got a receiver out there, and he overthrew Alex Spangler. He would have been well shy of a first down, but they would have had some breathing room. Instead, the incomplete pass brings up 4th and 35 at the 12, and Garrett Hutchinson going to be punting near the end zone.
And, Mark, right now, Dinwiddie's like a shark in the water. They're smelling some blood right now, Mark, and they're coming after Eastern View, and you got Barlow as the kick returner. I would be telling Garrett Hutchinson, you do not kick to him. Just kick it out to the sideline, and we'll trust our defense. See what he does.
All right, here it is. Hutchinson standing in his end zone. About 2 yards deep. And when he kicks it, it'll be from the end zone. And this one, Barlow is going to give you it's a line drive. He gets under near the 45-yard line. And they tackle him inside the 35. And that's the last play of the first quarter. With our score at Cyclone Stadium, Dinwiddie 7, Eastern View 3. Take a timeout, come back when Eastern View, or make that Dinwiddie sets back up on offense. Stay tuned.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Mama May's Pizza and Subs at our new location on 620 Sperryville Pike still serves you the best in pizza, subs, salads, and so much more. Always fresh, always good, only Mama May's. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Welcome back to our broadcast and to the start of the second quarter. 7-3 Dinwiddie over Eastern View, and the Generals start this quarter on offense. This is Barlow. And the line of scrimmage was the 34. He gets down to about the 32. And Barlow, we talked about him in the pregame. We talked about him in the first quarter. He's very dangerous. And in that second possession for Dinwiddie, he ran for 70 yards to set up his team in the red zone area where they were able to punch it in eventually to take this lead 7-3. So he picked up 2 yards there. It's 2nd and 8 now from the 32 of Eastern View. All right, here's play action. Quarterback being chased. Quarterback getting away and finding a receiver there. And thankfully for Eastern View, he lost his footing. And that was Khalil Hazelwood, number 88. The fella making the reception, but this quarterback did a nice job of eluding the rush and finding a receiver, and he picked up good yardage, brings up 3rd and 2.
Well, look, the questionable could have been a block in the back on protecting the quarterback Hilton, but they didn't call it, so now Eastern View's got to come up with a big 3rd down stop right here, Mark.
Here it is, 3rd and 2 from about the 26. Barlow coming near side. They wrap him up, and he lost his footing as well. And they made sure he wasn't going anywhere. Well, in on the tackle there, Rock Lawson. Now we got 4th down. He lost a couple yards. Going to be 4th and 4 as they mark it at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, does Billy Mills, Dinwiddie, do they punt here and try to put Eastern View way deep in the hole? They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it here, Mark.
I think you would go for it because worst case scenario, you turn the ball over to Eastern View at the 27-yard or 29-yard line.
So Eastern View, big 4th down stop here, Mark. Defense has got to be dialed in.
Okay, they're calling it 4th and 5 from the 29-yard line. And here's the throw. Oh, this one closer to Spangler than it was the intended receiver there, Collis Pride. And Spangler can celebrate and get the congratulations from his teammates because that forces a turnover on downs. And Steve, Eastern View can be thankful there because Dinwiddie started that possession from Eastern View's 34-yard line, and Eastern View's defense did its job, gives the ball back to the offensive teammates.
They did, Mark, and now they're telling their offense, let's get back to what we did at the start of the first quarter. Ball control, run the ball, and get block up front and move them around.
And that's exactly what Eastern View did on his first series. It started at its own 22-yard line. It ran off, I think I said, 14 plays. Consumed the clock, moved down the field to the Dinwiddie 6, where eventually they settled for a field goal. But it was a good-looking drive. Here's Butler, nowhere to go, and wasn't fooling Dinwiddie's players that time. Several players in on the tackle, including Antonio Tucker, a senior. And they're marking now at the 27, so he'll lose yardage. Going to bring up 2nd and 13.
Well, they're really trying to, put pressure on Till Butler, and they're trying to let – what Dinwiddie's trying to do is not let their go-to players like Spangler and Lawson beat them.
All right, 2nd and 13. Butler got Spangler out there near the 30. And we got a flag coming in because it's going to be unnecessary roughness, and it's going to be against number 5. What's his name? Robert Barlow.
Yep, that's can't do that. You can't slam him to the ground. So that's going to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Dinwiddie.
You can't even do it in wrestling unless your knee comes to the mat first.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Body slam.
Yeah, that's why.
WWE.
No, not that kind. Personal foul. This is going to be a 15-yarder, Steve.
Yep. Coach Mills over there across the way is not happy with it, but that's
how angry can he be at Robert Barlow, though?
I know.
I know. Where would they be without that kid? But at the same time, if you're the coach.
He's a strong kid at 5'5", Mark.
See, they mark it all the way off now to the 47-yard line. So excellent field position now for the Cyclones. 47, it's 1st and 10. 9:15, clock ticking, 2nd quarter. Dinwiddie 7, Eastern View 3. Here's Butler on the option. Nowhere to go. And they tackle him for a 2-yard loss. And most of that, the credit for that tackle will go to Benjamin Smith, number 56.
Yeah, Mark, and right now, see, that's last year where they had Matt Lowry. Matt Lowry, that's not Till's strength, okay? That would have been Matt Lowry, and he could have found a crease and go. Till Butler doesn't have that elusive ability. So they're going to have to working around the game plan around what his strengths are, and his strengths are throwing the football and finding, the open man and game management. See what he does right here.
All right, here's 2nd and 11 from the 46. Butler swings it out. This is Ronte Robinson. 1st down yardage and more as they force him out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. We'll mark it right at the 35. That is a pickup of 19 yards and a Cyclone 1st down.
And that's what you got to do, Mark, right there. Get to the edge and open it up because Dinwiddie's really loading that box and Ryan put a lot of pressure. Roll Till out, let him hit their, his running backs or Spangler in a little. That's an easy pitch and catch and let him pick up the yards.
Okay, 1st and 10 Cyclones at the Generals 35. Till Butler got a running back on both sides of him here. Ronte Robinson, ball carrier, straight ahead he goes. He'll be stopped shy of the 30-yard line. We'll probably mark it at the 31. And in on the tackle was Javante Hobbs, number 47, and Zachary Weaver, number 8. And it just shy of that 30-yard line. And it's 2nd and 5 here. Clock runs, 7:50 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Rock Lawson to the right of Till Butler, the quarterback, and Ronte Robinson to his left. We got a whistle. Looks like one of these teams is going to be Eastern View calling a timeout with 7:41 to play. And that will give us this opportunity to tell the viewing audience that this broadcast is made possible by Mama Mae's. Our new location on Sperryville Pike offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mae's. 829-9200. And Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Well, Steve, you predicted a close game tonight, and for good reason. Long way to go, of course, but a couple things have happened. Each of you had a good-looking opening drive, their opening drive. They moved it down, and they settled for a field goal. And except for that 70-yard run by Robert Barlow, the defense has been consistent. But that one play like that, when you have big play capability, can really hurt you. Yeah,
it does, Mark. And that's where, Eastern View hasn't really faced a team all season long with a player of that ability, the big play capability. And right now, Eastern View is trying to drive here on offense. After the timeout, Butler keeps it. And as you pointed out, this third option is not Butler's bread and butter, is it? No, he just is not quick enough, Mark, off the ball to get loose from those fast defenders of Dinwiddie. See, Dinwiddie's not very big up front, but they're quick. Yeah. And that's not Till's strength. He's better off handing off to Rock Lawson or dropping back in coverage and throwing the ball to a little swing passes like he was doing, screen passes. Keep those Dinwiddie linebackers and that rush from trying to penetrate into Till Butler.
He lost 2 yards. It's 3rd and 7 from the 32. Long snap count. Butler looks to the sideline. Top of your screen is number 17, Greg Bradley. This 4-receiver set. Here's Rock Lawson. I think we got movement on this right side against Eastview. I'm guessing it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be on the right side, Mark, and it's going to be, I can't tell if it was Jorgensen or Hoskins.
I think it was actually one of the receivers.
One of the receivers? Okay.
Yeah. And that'll move it back to this 27-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
Now you're looking at 27 with the balls. What is it? 30? No, it's more. It's
20. Let's see.
It's at the 32.
Yeah, 32. Well, it was the 32, I thought.
Yeah.
That should have moved it back. Yeah, to the 37. It's going to run subtracted rather than added.
Yeah.
So 37 makes it 3rd and 12. Harris in motion. They fake it to him. Here's Butler. His throw. It's caught. Spangler breaks a tackle. He's going to be down about the 22-yard line, and that should be a Cyclone first down. What a play.
Good play, Mark. Let's go to replay on that. Here we go. Right here. Snap here. Till Butler just drops back and just throws right in there to Alex Spangler and let Spangler on that little curl route across the middle do the rest. First down, Cyclones.
Good call, good execution. Till Butler, Alex Spangler, first down and 10. Cyclones at the Generals' 22-yard line. They go back to the run. This is Rock Lawson. Straight ahead he goes. He got a good block out there. Let's pick up those offensive linemen, Steve. They did a great job all year. We really singled them out last week against Huguenot. David Jorgensen, a good block there.
Elijah Hoskins, number 78. Number 50 for, and that is Braden Walker, the freshman. 75, Ricky Robinson.
Your center, number 70, Jason Southern. And I think, you've got Robinson. All right, here is 2nd and 5 now from the 17-yard line. Lawson, straight ahead, whistle, and stoppage once more.
They're going to say that, see, number 8 who's coming across in motion, Mark, that's Eli Harris. He's turning up before the ball snap, and they're calling it tight. And these officials aren't from the Battlefield District. So what's happening is it's a 5-yard penalty every time. So
they'll move it back to the 22, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from that spot.
And timeout Dinwiddie.
All right, Dinwiddie calls a timeout. We'll tell you that this broadcast is made possible by CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union at 888-887-9136. And as we talk about this game and others and some of the things that we enjoy talking about throughout, Steve and I, as the viewing audience knows, and perhaps as maybe even have grown weary of at times, we like trivia. We like trying to stump the other person because Steve and I are very close in age, and we've been following sports for a long time, and there are a lot of players and teams in the past that are blasts in the past, and we enjoy it. And I've got a trivia question for tonight for Steve, see if I can stump him, and likewise he has one for me. And if you're our age, you're going to recognize the answer to mine. Right now, after timeout, 2nd and 10. Here is Till Butler throwing. He's got a receiver, and it looks like a diving catch made by Eli Harris. And I'll tell you what, I think Harris was the guilty party of 2 of those false starts, Steve, or legal procedures. And I think if that's true, he just found a little redemption.
He just made up for it, Mark. Let's go to replay on this one. Here it is. Till Butler takes the pass. Harris is coming out on a little wheel route out on the sideline. Till Butler finds him. He makes a great catch, diving catch. 1 foot in bounds. All you need in high school. The first down for the Cyclones, knocking on the door.
Right down to the 6-yard line. That was a 16-yard play. Butler to Harris. It's 1st and goal from the 6. Lawson, your ball carrier, getting an extra push. He'll get down to about the 2. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
And nowadays all the defensive players, instead of trying to make tackles, they're trying to rip the ball out of out of the player's arms and everything. Just do a good job protecting the rock, as Rock Lawson has done, protecting that rock into the end zone.
Will Rock carry the rock into the end zone? Drew Sharina's back there. Till Butler getting some last-second instructions here. Now Lawson is on Butler's left. and Sharina Moore in an H-back slot there on 2nd and goal from the 2. Butler going to keep it, get behind the line of scrimmage, and they signal. He's in from 2 yards out.
Shut the windows, lock the front doors, batten down the hatches. It's a Cyclone touchdown to Butler from about 2 yards out.
And that'll make it 9-7 Cyclones with 4:42 to play.
We've got an injured Cyclone to play. He gets up slow. See who it is. The big number, that's David Jorgensen, 65, but he's walking off under his own power.
All right, Steve. Unofficially, 11 plays, 53 yards. Capped by a 2-yard run by Till Butler, and the Cyclones are back on top. I say back on top because they took the opening lead 3-0 on a 23-yard field goal by Garrett Hutchinson. Dinwiddie came back with a touchdown to lead 7-3, and now Eastern View has reclaimed that lead, and Garrett Hutchinson on for the point after. Till Butler, of course, the holder. And Hutchinson's kick is up and good. And our score, 10-7 Cyclones, 4:42 to play here in the second quarter. Well, you know, this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. And Mama Mae's, our new location on Sperryville Pike, offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good, only Mama Mae's, 829-9200. Well, Steve, I realize we got a long way to go in this game, and we never look too far ahead, but the reality of it is that we're in the playoffs, so if you win, you move on to the next round. If you lose, your season's over. What's at stake tonight in this region semifinal? Obviously, the team that wins advances to the region finals next week, and will play either Louisa or Patrick Henry of Ashland. And we have a little interest in both those teams. Why? Louisa is an adjacent county down there closer to Orange, but they're familiar. They're a familiar team in the playoffs. They've had some great games against Eastern View. We had the Miracle in Mineral last year. There's a chance we could go back there this year. This return from the 30-yard line and not much more across the 35 there. But so we have that history with Louisa and Eastern View. But then you look at Patrick Henry of Ashland. I'll say two things. One, the last time that before last year, the last time that a Culpeper High School, not Eastern View, but Culpeper County High School got to the state semis, they played Patrick Henry of Ashland, remember?
Yep.
They played the game up at Fauquier.
Well, you know, they got the state semis last year.
That's what I say, before last year, the last time.
Okay.
And then this year, Patrick Henry of Ashland is coached by Ken Wakefield.
That's right.
So if Patrick Henry of Ashland wants to win, they'd come here next week, providing Eastern View wins. Barlow, here's the handoff. Watch out. You better wrap him up. And he got across the 45-yard line out to the 47. He is difficult to bring down.
He is, Mark. I mean, I've never seen a little running back like him. He's just, I mean, you know, we saw Diego Hunter, but Eastern View didn't use Diego Hunter as a running back. They used him as a receiver. Here, Barlow is just able to slither through the littlest hole. You can't arm tackle him. You've got to hit him.
2nd and 1 now from the 47. Quarterback draw. And tackled at the midfield is the quarterback after that first down run. He was tackled by C.J. Taylor. They'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 Generals at midfield. 4:02 to play here in the second quarter. Clock currently stopped. 10-7 our score in favor of the Cyclones.
And Mark, I'm still waiting for the trivia question, so I'm gearing up.
All right, you're gearing up. I've got one for you. I think you got one prepared for me. All right. 1st and 10 from midfield. Here is Hilton. Swings it out, Barlow. He fumbled but was out of bounds. And making the hit was Cohen King out there, number 5. Or make that Zaire King, rather.
Mm-hmm. Cohen was his brother.
Well, you must have stepped out of bounds further back.
Yep.
They're going to limit it to a 2-yard pickup. It's at the Eastern View 48. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And Eastern View defense here has got to get a stop. They got to get Dinwiddie to stop here. Don't let Barlow beat him.
All right, 2nd down. Barlow, he loses it in the backfield on the exchange. And the quarterback there, number 14, that is Brenton Hilton, pounced on it for Eastern View. And then Sharina was on top of that. But they moved it back from the Dinwiddie side of midfield to the 49, so he lost 3 yards. And now you got a 3rd and 11, and a good opportunity for this Eastern View defense to make a stop.
Yep.
For whom the bell tolls, Steve.
Yep. Now they got to put that doomsday defense, that Eastern View doomsday defense, swarm the ball, find Barlow and Hilton.
All right, empty backfield this time for the quarterback. No, there he is. Barlow's behind him. We got whistle, we got stoppage.
We're going to try to delay a game.
If that's the case, it'll make it 3rd and 16.
Yep, delay game.
All right.
Well, Mark, let me give you my trivia question first to you.
All right, let the viewing audience know you're asking the trivia question and see if they can get it too. Do we have time to get it before this play? Or you want to play the 3rd down first?
Let's play the 3rd down.
Okay, it's 3rd and 16. Golden opportunity for this Eastern View defense. Dinwiddie has it at its own 44. Here comes the pressure. That's Robinson. He backs off. Now here comes Taylor. He forces a fumble. This one is picked up by King. He breaks the tackle, and he's down at about the 10-yard line. That'll give your faithful something to cheer about. And the sidelines here, the Cyclones are going crazy.
Big 99. That was Jordan Dotson who just pounded Hilton and named that and gave that fumble. And then it was picked up by who, Mark?
King.
And he rambled and rumbled and stumbled down to about
bumbling, stumbling in
it was
it.
going to be 1st and goal, I think, from the 10.
That is just a huge turnaround. Well, they had him in a good position, with a 3rd and 16. So all they had to do was play smart and force a 4th down. Instead, they played even better. They forced a turnover, and the quarterback didn't see that one coming.
He did, Mark. The ball's going to be marked down to 11, just outside, so they didn't get a 1st down inside the 1.
Eastern View on the Dinwiddie 11. 2:43 to play here in the 2nd quarter. 10-7 Cyclones knocking at the door for more here. And this is Lawson straight ahead. Not much doing. They'll stop him near the line of scrimmage, maybe give him a yard.
And Mark, that was led by big 99, Jordan Dotson, who just came from the right side and just pounded the quarterback. And then that caused the fumble. So now Eastern View's got to score points right here, Mark. But while we have a little break, let me go back to our trivia question. He's a long-time kicker for the Minnesota Vikings.
No, I can't do that one because that's the one I had set for you. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I had the same question. You.
We like minds think alike.
Yeah.
Fred Cox.
Fred Cox. All right, we'll talk about it here. This one batted in the air, deflected, batted down, and now you're going to have a 3rd down coming up from the 9-yard line. Yeah, so Fred Cox, a long-time place kicker, straight ahead kicker.
Last straight head kickers in the NFL.
Well, I think I'll be able to stump Steve eventually if this thing begins to blossom, because Fred Cox was the former NFL player who died today of kidney failure. He was 80. He played those years for the Minnesota Vikings. He was a Pro Bowler. He, I think, is still the team's leading scorer in history.
Yep.
He rarely ever missed. And but I'll get to you here in a second, because I'm going to ask you where he played his college ball, and I bet he doesn't even know.
No, I don't know.
All right, here's Butler. Now he's throwing in. So this one picked off. Only his 2nd pick of the season. And he's picked off at a very inopportune time for Eastern View, because they had it 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Instead, making the theft was Cedric Drumgoole, who has been known more for his contributions on offense. But here he picks up a key interception for Dinwiddie, and that foils Eastern View's threat right there.
Well, Mark, that now equals the turnovers at 1 apiece for each team. The fumble by Hilton on that previous series allowed Eastern View to take it down until Butler. He threw the interception, but the Drumgoole was just reading Till's eyes the whole way. Till never looked him off and just kept looking and throwing, and he just stepped right in front. Till Butler's 2nd interception of the season.
All right, Dinwiddie back on offense here. Here is Barlow, and they bottled him up before he can get rolling. And Eastern View's C.J. Taylor and others make the tackle. Line of scrimmage was a 17, and it's right there, so no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock running, 1:20 to make it has stopped. 1:24 to play here in the 2nd quarter. It's 10-7 Eastern View. Winner moves on to play in next week's region finals against either Louisa County or Patrick Henry of Ashland. And you know why we have to make the geographical distinction for Patrick Henry, Steve?
Why is that?
Because there are 3 Patrick Henry high schools in Virginia.
That's true.
Trivia question. We'll get to the other 2 in a minute. 2nd down and 10 from the 17. All right, here's Shelton. Going to swing it out to Barlow. He's going to try to get by Robinson, and he cannot do it. And Robinson has ample help out there from Eli Harris. Now it's going to bring up 3rd down. And no, it was 3rd and 10. No gain on the play. Nice play by Harris and company.
Big 3rd down play here, Mark. Big 3rd down play.
Final 40 seconds begin to tick off here in the 2nd quarter. Now remember, Eastern View won the toss to start the game, deferred. They will receive the 3rd quarter kickoff. They lead 10-7. Final 30 seconds here. Here's Shelton, the ball carrier. Here's a nice open field tackle by guess who? Drew Sharina. He's good at it. And you know what? You know I'm partial to wrestling, but I think objectively speaking, it doesn't hurt a football player's ability to tackle when you're also a good wrestler and can take down an opponent.
That's true. And good timeout here by Coach Hatfield, because it brings up 4th down. And see, Dinwiddie could have just let the clock run out and gone into halftime, but Coach Hat called a timeout. So now it's going to force Dinwiddie to punt deep in their own territory, and this is where you're going to put the block on right here.
And this also, of course, you know, Spangler has been terrific on his punt returns this year. So I know you always go for the block, and I'm always thinking you set up the return, but I don't know. I think probably you're right.
Well, here with 21 seconds to go in the first half, I think you go for the block here, Mark. You want to get some momentum going in there. They had the momentum till through the interception, but that was a bad interception because he threw it into heavy traffic as well.
Okay. After this timeout, it's going to be 4th and 9 for Dinwiddie from its 20.
At the end of the first quarter, James Monroe and Bentel flag.
Dave Richardson announcing some scores. The one that interests us, I think, the most has got to be the PH of Ashland versus Louisa County game being played down there in the jungle tonight.
It looks like they're setting up the return, Mark.
Here's Davis. High snap, gets it down. No contact, no penalty. Spangler gets under it near midfield. Penalty flag comes in as they're tackling him shy of the 35-yard line, and we're down to 10.1 seconds to play.
Yeah, what's the flag going to be? Is it going to be a face mask? Yep, they're looking at same face, and there's a flag over there on the other side too. 2 flags, Mark. This could be offsetting.
Watch the man in the white hat here is the referee. He'll make the official call.
It looks somebody's hurt. It looks like that's number 3.
Well, 3 is Garrett Hutchinson for Eastern View. But number 2
is
Spangler.
Spangler. He's got sore ribs, Mark.
Yeah, and he was holding his midsection there. Yeah. So the officials are conferring about how to assess this one. With 10.1 seconds showing, clock stopped here, late in the 2nd quarter at 10-7 Eastern View. Now they'll have the football. The question is, what will the spot be?
And the other thing is they can't afford to lose Alex Spangler. He's grabbing his midsection. Maybe I'm hoping he just got the wind knocked out of him. But, because he does have sore ribs.
Well, this is another one of those. So that was declined. So they're going to take, and that holding is against Eastern View.
So what was it, 2 penalties?
The legal procedure was declined because if they had it, how do you do that? The holding against Eastern View, obviously, they take that one.
Yeah, they take that one. So, and Alex ain't going to be in there. He looks like he's got the wind up. He's getting himself up, but he's definitely hurt, Mark.
And they still have great field position, but it's pushed back to the 45 of Eastern View, and so with 10 seconds, you've got time for 1, maybe 2 plays.
And with your best playmaker out, so.
Well, Butler will take a knee, and they'll be content, I guess, to let this one run out or not. False start against Eastern View, so they'll bring up a 2nd and 15 here.
How do you get false start on a kneel?
I don't know where. It may have been that someone jumped up front. Back to the 40, 1st and 15. Now Butler takes a knee, and then the final 5 seconds will tick off here at Cyclones Stadium. All right, first half's in the books. with our score. Eastern View 10, Dinwiddie 7. Teams will go to the break for the intermission. We'll take a break as well. We'll come back for the third quarter kickoff with Eastern View receiving. Stay tuned. You're watching Cyclones football on the Culpeper Media Network.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Mama May's Pizza and Subs at our new location on 620 Sperryville Pike still serves you the best in pizza, subs, salads, and so much more. Always fresh, always good, only Mama May's. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Welcome back to our broadcast. We are at Cyclone Stadium. This is the Culpeper Media Network. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawczyk with you tonight. And Dinwiddie trailing 10-7 here in this region semifinal game will be kicking off to Eastern View.
Watch for the other onside kick here, Mark.
It's an odd formation here, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, they go straight away with it. It's a short kick, fielded at the 10-yard line. This is Harris, I believe, across the 25.
Be interested to see if number 2 goes in. I'm looking for number 2.
Cameron, or make that Alex Spangler, rather, is who you're talking about. He was shaken up late in that second quarter.
Late in that second quarter with the shot to the ribs. Let's see if he's on the sidelines here.
All right, they mark it at the 27. That's where the Cyclones will start on offense as we begin the third quarter here at Cyclone Stadium. 10-7 Cyclones, and remember, winner advances to next week's region finals against either Louisa County or Patrick Henry of Ashland. And you got a read on Spangler yet?
Yep, he's on the field. Wide
that's
out.
good news he's a wide out near side, and now Johnny's brought him into focus. He's the wide out at the bottom of your screen. Barlow is defending against him. Here on the slant, the Harris, it says incomplete. That pass incomplete, and a couple of generals there converging on the play, including number 56, Benjamin Smith, and number 9, Shane Parham.
And, Eastern View's hit by the injury bug. They've already lost Blake Leake and Chance Grades. Mikey King is out tonight with an ankle injury. They can't afford to lose any more.
Lawson straight ahead, breaks a tackle across the 40, out to the 43. That is a pickup of 16 yards and a Cyclone first down.
Good play call right there, Mark. Just a really simple off-tackle play right there on the right side, right between Jorgensen and Hoskins. Great blocking up front. First down, Rock Lawson.
And that is high percentage for the Cyclones to go straight ahead with guys like Lawson. They go back to him here, this time off the left side, lowers the shoulder, out to close midfield. That's another 7-yard pickup, or a 7-yard pickup rather, on first down, and I guess you'll take that any time, won't you?
Yeah, and that's what they were doing in the first quarter, Mark, to start this game, was that running game, and they need to stick to it because they found some holes right up there. They just got to get good blocking and get past that 3-man front.
Well, we know how well the offensive line has played as a unit. Oh, high snap. Butler going to have to pounce on it. This one got away from him. He's all the way back to the 37-yard line. A loss of 13 yards on the play.
Mark, that was a bad center snap. That was all in the center right there. And that would be Jason Southern just, right over Till's head. Now, that's what kills drives right there, big 3rd and long.
3rd and 14 to be exact from the 39-yard line. 3-man front now for Dinwiddie, as they are expecting pass, of course. Barlow lines up against Spangler. Here's Butler. He's going to throw on the slant. He's got Spangler. He needs to make a move. He does. He makes a leap, and to get a 1st down. What a play. And a penalty flag comes in at the very end of it as he got down to the Dinwiddie 35-yard line.
Let's go to replay on that one, Mark, and show the leaping play right here. Here it is, just Till Butler, just a little slant pass right over to Alex Spangler. He catches the ball and leaps over the defender for big yards, and now penalty flags come in after, see what the call is.
Well, will it be a holding, a bad block, or a face mask?
The play was over. It came in well after the play. It had to be some words were exchanged.
So you're talking about a dead ball foul?
Could be a dead ball. I mean, he leapt over the he leaped over the defender, so I don't know where. There wasn't any hold. Unless it was defensive holding.
Watching the body language there of the players to see how this is going. Looks like it's going to work against the Eastern View, but we don't know specifically what yet.
Well, he can hurdle the player, but see, Eastern View is so penalized all during the year. See what the call is. Personal foul.
Well, I don't know what.
Wow.
All the way back to the 38-yard line. Well,
and that's got to be, and that's where a player said something, did something after the play, Mark, and that's where the discipline comes in, and that's what's hurt Eastern View all season long right there, are those penalties that come in late on the discipline right there.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So we just got the word that the penalty is for hurdling.
Oh, wow.
So it's on the player. I didn't know you couldn't do that. You couldn't leave your feet like that. All right, Butler, slant, pattern, and this one picked off by Dinwiddie. This is his second. Oh, this ball is fumbled. Will they get it back? Let's see. The ball is still free. On the interception there was number 20, Cedric Drumgold, his second of the night. But then on the return, looks like it was knocked loose, and Eastern View may get this ball back. Eli Harris is saying Eastern View's got it.
Let's see what the call. There will be a new fresh down.
It's going to be a 1st down for Eastern View after they get backed up, essentially. And coming away with it there is number 70, Jason Southern.
Can you say bailout for Till Butler?
Wow.
Because he's zeroing in, Mark, on his receivers all the time. He's not looking them off. And the Dinwiddie just sitting back there waiting. But let me apologize earlier. I thought it was unsportsmanlike conduct. Somebody said something. No, it's hurdling. You cannot hurdle in high school football. I did not know that. It's a new rule. It must have been put in.
Well, here's an interesting concept, Steve. Eastern View had the ball 3rd and 15 at its own 38. Butler threw an interception. Bad news. But on the return, Eastern View forced a fumble, which gives Eastern View a 1st down at its own 30. So it's rather than 3rd down and 15 from the 38, it's 1st and 10 from the 30. So I suppose that's certainly a net gain. And here on this run by Lawson, he only picked up a yard, but moves it out to the 31. It's 2nd and 9. But that was an interesting sequence of events there. First the interception on a 3rd and 15, but then the fumble gave the ball back to the Cyclones. So here it is, 2nd and 9 from the 31. Back to Lawson they go. And this time, Dinwiddie does a nice job of stopping him. Got a couple players in there. Zachary Weaver made the initial hit. And then coming over to finish the tackle was Javante Hobbs. And we're going to have a 3rd and 10 here.
3rd and 10 here. And again, it looks like Eastern View's dialing up that run play. 56 mark is on for Dinwiddie. He's been all over the field. He's Benjamin Smith, and he's only a 9th grader. He's very young. He's a big kid for 9th grade.
Well, here's a good opportunity for this Dinwiddie defense here. If they can force a stop and then force a punt and get the ball back. But Eastern View's been in 3rd and long before, and they've been able to convert. Let's see if they can do so here. Here's Butler. Butler being pressured and finally sacked inside the 25-yard line. And you said it, 56 there. Benjamin Smith in on the tackle. Now Eastern View will have to punt.
Mark, again, that was a coverage sack. That was a coverage sack on Till Butler because Till is trying to just look at Alex Spangler, trying to find him, and they know that, and they're putting double coverage on him. So he's got to look him off and go to his other receivers right there. But again, that was a coverage sack on by Dinwiddie.
All right, it's 4th and 16. Hutchinson in there to punt, standing in his own 10-yard line. The very dangerous Robert Barlow is back, and Hutchinson kicks away from him. Barlow will make a fair catch on the run. He makes a nice catch, too. That was looked a little dangerous. Sure-handed Barlow makes the catch at the Eastern View 45-yard line, and that's where the Generals will set up on offense, trailing 10-7. Here was 7:45 to play in the third quarter, and this will be Dinwiddie's first possession of this segment.
And again, let's see if the Eastern View defense can stop them right here, Mark. This is a tight ball game. And again, whoever commits the least turnovers is going to win this ball game, I feel.
All right, 1st and 10, Dinwiddie. Your quarterback, Brenton Hilton. And handing off Robert Barlow. Barlow stopped at about the 42-yard line. C.J. Taylor and Jordan Dotson make the tackle for Eastern View.
And see, this is where they missed Mikey King in that linebacker spot, Mark. He was another physical force in there, along with Drew Shereen, and taking nothing from Ronta Robinson. But they do miss Mikey King in there at that linebacker spot.
2nd and 6 now from the 41-yard line. Barlow lines up alongside Hilton. They fake it to Barlow. They got the receiver out there in the open field and tackled by Eli Harris. The receiver making the first down catch was Khalil Hazelwood. We'll give him a new set of downs.
He's 6'2", Mark.
It's at the 35.
He's 6'2" and only a sophomore. So, Eastern View right here has got to tighten up their defense a little bit. I know they're keying on Barlow, but they got to find a way to put pressure on Hilton.
1st and 10, Generals from the Cyclones 35. Hilton, handoff. No, it's play action. He faked it to Barlow. He tried to throw it to Hazelwood again. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 on its way.
Mark, has there been a penalty against Dinwiddie all night?
Didn't they have a 5-yard penalty early on in the game?
They might have. You're right. They might have 5-yard, but that was on the kickoff. Remember when?
That's right. Yeah. And rather than kicking off from the 40, they kicked off from the 35. All right, 2nd and 10. Play action. Quarterback rolls to his left, throws on the run, got a receiver, and he dropped it at the 10-yard line, and he was headed to the end zone. That was Khalil Hazelwood. And that was a nice-looking pass, and Hazelwood simply must have taken his eyes off that ball because it was right there in his hands.
And now look, we might have a flag over here. Could we have a holding against Dinwiddie? We'll see who the call is here.
Well, if it is, would you decline it and force a 4th and no, it's the 3rd guy. I think you'd have to take it.
An eligible man downfield, Mark. And again, they had everybody faked out, had us faked out. It looked like that Barlow took the ball right up on the little delay handoff up the middle, but he didn't have the ball. Hilton did a good job with that play action. And that froze Eastern View for a second, but it looks like an ineligible lineman downfield is going to pull him back.
Eastern View can be, it is. That's the call. Eastern View can be thankful that Hazelwood dropped that pass. Of course, the penalty would have negated it anyway, but he was open.
Yeah, I'm looking at, why would you accept a 5-yard penalty? Why would you just take it, make it 3rd down, 3rd and 10? I don't know.
2nd and 15 now from the 39-yard line. Barlow trying to bounce off that pack like a pinball, unable to do so because Eastern View stays right with him. And in on the tackle, among others, was Jordan Dotson. Now we're going to have 3rd down and about 12.
And this is a big 3rd down play. Don't let 88, you got to mark him and stay with him because Hilton likes to find him. They like to fake play action with Barlow up the middle and find 88, so you got to stick with your man.
All right, so Hilton, 3rd and 12. Barlow on his right. Hilton dropping back. He's going to throw over the middle. This one's going to be nearly picked off. Double coverage out there. A couple of Cyclones. You had number 6 there for Eastern View was Josh Logan. And then number 9, Drew Sharina. They were both eyeing the football, and I think they collided into each other.
And they're going to go for fourth down because Dinwiddie has confidence marking their defense. They have confidence that, hey, if they don't pick up this first down here, they can get their defense on the back on the field and get the ball. So big fourth down right here.
Robert Barlow, that dangerous running back, is lined up as a wideout, top of your screen. Empty backfield here for Hilton. Stepping up, throwing over the middle, got a receiver. It's caught. He makes a move. He's into the end zone. It is number 20, Tyler Catron. And he gives Dinwiddie the lead with the 37-yard touchdown catch. The throw from Brenton Hilton to Tyler Catron, and it makes it 13-10 in favor of Dinwiddie.
And Mark, let's go to the replay on this and show this. Here it is, Hilton dropping back right here, and see Eastern View was always keen on Barlow in 88. Number 20 was able to slip in there wide open over the middle for the touchdown.
Bad snap. This one, Justin Davis still able to get the kick up, but it's no good. That could be a factor later in the game because rather than 14-10, it's 13-10.
13-10, and it looks like Drew Sharina Mark's coming up, holding his shoulder. That's not a good sign.
All right, 5:42 to play here in the third quarter. 13-10 in favor of the Generals. This broadcast made possible by Fountain Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Fountain Sons, 825-3530. Mama Mays, our new location on Sperryville Pike, offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mays at 829-9200. And Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. 5:42 to play third quarter action. Dinwiddie has regained the lead. It's 13-10, but that missed extra point could be a factor later in this ball game.
Yeah, it could be, Mark, and now Eastern View's got to answer that score because they gave it up on fourth down. Fourth and 15 or fourth and 12, and they gave up a
fourth and 12, yeah, on the 37, exactly. Here's the kick. This is Harris inside the 10-yard line. 15, 20, gets to the outside. They force him out of bounds near the 25. We're going to call it the 24-yard line. That's where Eastern View will go back on offense.
And so now Eastern View's got to get drives going, and they can't have drive killers, Mark. Turnovers, penalties. Those are drive killers, and that's what hurt Eastern View when they got the ball in the first start to third quarter. Penalties killed them, and a turnover. And now see if they can come back on offense and move this ball against that Dinwiddie defense. That Dinwiddie defense is toughened up here at the second half.
Well, it sure has, and of course we've got a long way to go. 5:36 to play here in the third. Eastern View trailing 13-10, back on offense, beginning at its own 24. Till Butler, hands off. Brock Lawson, not much running room, and one of the players lost his helmet. But thankfully, not his head.
Yeah.
And that was Rock Lawson.
And the thing is, Mark, that was a bad exchange again, though, by Till Butler and Rock Lawson. Till Butler fumbled the football. I don't know what's going on back there, but Till's, not having one of his best games. And I think those interceptions have gotten into his head, and he's got to, shake those off. And, you're a senior and lead the team, and, don't worry about it. Just play your football, play your game. And I think right now that's got him rattled. And that, the way I'm watching him play is I think those turnovers are really causing him to play tentative right now.
Well, you may be right. It was a short game by Lawson. It's 2nd down and 8 here from the 26. Lawson, left side. Oh, what a nice hit. Ball is loose on the ground. Dinwiddie says they have it, and it looks like they do.
And they do, Mark. And again, another big turnover for Eastern View. And I said that in the pregame, or said it now, turnovers are going to kill you right before, and they just got one right there. Dinwiddie did with a fumble by Rock Lawson.
And Dinwiddie's going to have it at the Eastern View 33-yard line.
And right now, Eastern View looks like, they've got to quit hanging their head and we'll get fired up here and try to, get the momentum back.
All right. Generals back on offense. Empty backfield for Hilton. Here he is.
He's going to run to his left. He's going to look downfield. He's got a receiver over the middle, and it's caught near the 15-yard line, and it is Collis Pride on the reception.
And there's a flag, Mark. It's coming back. There's going to be a hold against on Dinwiddie. They're going to bring it back, but that's what Hilton does. He improvises very well. And this defensive backs for each of you have got to learn. They got to stay with these receivers. They just can't let them go. And they're eyeing the quarterback and watch him run around. And next thing you know, boom, they leave their man, and the quarterback hits them wide open in the middle.
And you're right. It is a holding penalty against Dinwiddie. This is, of course, very beneficial to the Eastern View defense, given the fact that Hilton had just connected with his receiver, Collis Pride, for a first down. It appeared to be a first down. They bring it back with a holding penalty, and now they mark it back at the Eastern View 49. So it's going to bring up 1st and 26 for Dinwiddie. Barlow there in the backfield. They fake it to him. They throw it near side. They got a receiver, 40, breaks a tackle. He's at the 30, and apparently stepped out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. He'll be shy of a first down.
And Mark, again, that was wide open because what's happening is the defense is keying on two players, and they're leaving the other players. And now Coach Mills is smart at Dinwiddie. He's recognizing that, and he's sitting there, get the ball to the other players. And what that's happened, they're making big gains. Number 11 was wide open. Collis Pride.
Yeah, and he picked up 13 yards. He half of the yards needed for a first down. So rather than it went from 1st and 26 to here, it's 2nd and 13 from the 36-yard line. Here is Shelton, going to keep it straight ahead. Got a little bit of running room there, straight ahead he goes, and he is going to be very close to a Dinwiddie first down.
I think he's got it, Mark. That was just wide open. That was a smart play by the quarterback. He saw the opening. None of the middle linebackers were gone. Sharina and Robinson had left their positions, and boom, there was nobody there, and he picked up, well, he's going to mark him about a yard short.
3rd and 1 now from the 24-yard line. Clock running, 4:15 to play. Third quarter action. Dinwiddie 13, Eastern View 10. Here's Barlow. Barlow will have a first down. He needed a yard. He got down to about the 20. He'll pick up 4 and a first down.
So it's going to be, like I said, another set of downs for Eastern View.
Or Dinwiddie, rather. They have it marked at the Eastern View 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Dinwiddie. Barlow on the right of Hilton, the quarterback. Here is Barlow. Watch out. Barlow trying to squirt his way down the field into the end zone, but they stop him inside the 15. Looks like they're going to mark it about the 12. That's an 8-yard pickup, and 2nd and 2 coming up.
And right now, Mark, the momentum belongs all to the side of the Generals right now. They want to go up here and get a 10-point lead.
Yeah. Here, if you're Eastern View, you got to hope you can hold them to a field goal if you don't even force a turnover here. Barlow running 10 and down to about the 6. And he'll have a first down. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
Again, now you got 1st and goal. Now you have the Eastern View defense. You've got to keep them on the end zone, limited here to a field goal here.
Okay, so they mark it at the, looks more like the 7 there. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
And Mark, this is where I think that Dinwiddie's schedule, battle-tested schedule, helps them versus Eastern View. They've been in these type of wars before, and they know what to do.
Hilton, handoff, Barlow, and Sharina made sure he didn't get away from him, and then coming over to help and finishing that tackle was Jordan Dodson. So they stopped Barlow. Is he shaken up on the play?
Barlow is a little bit shaken up on the play, Mark.
Mm-hmm. The line of scrimmage was the 7. He got inside the 5 down to the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal from there when they resume the action. But Barlow is pounding the turf as though he's got a serious injury out there. He's in some pain.
Yep, his knee. I think his knee buckled when Jordan Dodson came in on play with Sharina. Now that's going to be a big blow for Dinwiddie because that's their leading scorer running back.
He's really their playmaker and game breaker, isn't he?
Yep.
All right, they're going to attend to him, and while they do so, we'll take a break, give John a break. We'll come back
And these two teams are ready to go at it again. Stay tuned.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Mama May's Pizza and Subs at our new location on 620 Sperryville Pike still serves you the best in pizza, subs, salads, and so much more. Always fresh, always good, only Mama May's. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Welcome back to our broadcast. The injured player was Robert Barlow. He was limping as he went to the sidelines. He's out of the lineup. And they're going to hand it off to his replacement there, he's into the end zone. Second effort. I thought they had him stopped, but he was able to get in. It was number 17, Antonio Tucker.
They used their power game, Mark, to rush it in the football right now and score the touchdown. That would really cause Eastern View by surprise. Again, nobody trying to tackle and bring him down. They're just trying to arm tackle him. Now Eastern View is now trailing 19-10.
Not what I expected. Now on for the point after.
No,
No, his kick is no good. Now it's 19-10, so it's a 9-point game, which means Eastern View is down by 2 scores any way you look at it there.
Yep.
So Barlow went out with an injury, and his replacement was number 17, Antonio Tucker, and he got the carry, and it looked like Eastern View had stacked him up, but second effort, he pushed his way into the end zone. It's 19-10 with the missed extra point, and 2:14 to play in this third quarter.
Well, there's plenty of time left in the game. Like I said, still in the third quarter, down 9 points. But Eastern View's got to get they've got to cut out the penalties, the turnovers. They've got to get more locked in on offense and start playing a little better football, Mark, because right now, to be honest with you, they're being outplayed by Dinwiddie.
One of the things we need to do before we forget is to congratulate Eastern View's girls field hockey team.
State champs. Coach Peggy Allen and assistant coach Marianne Breschneider and company, and led by Sarah Hatfield and Cassidy Morrison. Good win. Beat Great Bridge 3-2. Congratulations to the Cyclone 4A 2019 state champs.
All right, here's Harris on the return, hoping to give his team a lift. Pretty good return out there, and the tackle made by Michael Rhodes. Eastern View will have good field position as the offense comes back in the field, but the Cyclones are trailing by 9 points, 19-10 with 2:07 to play here in the third quarter. Winner moves on to next week's region championship to play against either Louisa County or Patrick Henry of Ashland.
And Mark, coming into playoffs, you don't get bad teams. Now they blew away Huguenot, but again, you're up. Now you're playing a Dinwiddie football team that's got a lot of speed, and the axiom: speed kills. Yeah,
and they have 5-5 in the regular season, but as you pointed out, tough schedule. They played several 6A schools.
Yep.
All right, Eastern View back on offense, starting from the 33-yard line. Brock Lawson bounces to the outside, looking for a little space, won't find much. He'll get a yard, and that's it. As make that Shane Parham making the tackle for Dinwiddie.
Mark, what's really happening right here is that they're a 3-man front, but right now that defensive line is dominating the offensive line of Eastern View right now. They're penetrating as soon as Till has the ball on handoff, they're already penetrated into pushing the offensive lineman back into the backfield, and Rock Lawson doesn't have any room to maneuver, and that's why he's only getting 1 yard gain. So they need to space out a little bit.
And if that's true, that's the first time we've made that commentary all year.
Yep.
That has not happened. Here's Butler. He's looking for a receiver. He's got one in Spangler, who dove for it, unable to haul it in. Pass a little bit underthrow. Well, actually, it was Harris rather tried to haul it in. So incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 9.
Again, big 3rd down here, Mark. They've got to convert. That was wide open. Alex was wide open, but that's what they got to get Till doing. They got to get him out rolling out, and not for him to and not keep locking in on one receiver. He's got to find, some receivers and get them open.
All right. Well, they've got a one to the left and 2 receivers to the right. Butler, quick throw. Spangler trying to get him open, and in the space, he's going to be stopped shy of the 40-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
And Alex is hurt now with his leg.
Some of the people think it's been a late hit there, but there was no penalty flag. And notwithstanding the status of Spangler, we're going to have a 4th and 2 or 3 here, and you would think punt, given the other play field position. Plenty of time still in this game, 1:02 to play in 3rd. And this broadcast is made possible by Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673, and CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. What's your take on what might be going on there with Spangler? Did you see the play?
Yeah, I mean, his leg got bent back, Mark, when he was stopped, and it looked like there could have been a late hit by the Dinwiddie player, and he's bent over, and then he went to the ground holding his knee. So we'll see. It looks like he's getting him up, but Alex is banged up. I mean, he's got sore ribs, and it looks like they're carrying off the field. So I don't know if he might be done.
Yeah, that doesn't look good for the rest of this game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 4th and 3, and we will likely see Garrett Hutchinson in the punting team.
And they look like they're looking at his ankle, Mark. He might have twisted it, hopefully. And like I said, that's going to be, we won't see him the rest of the night. So now you've got, let me see if you got under the bench. You got two All-State players, and Alex Spangler and Blake Leak, and all regional pick, Clarence Grave, all on the bench hurt.
And they're lined up here on 4th and 3 to go for it. Sharina in the backfield alongside Till Butler on 4th and 3. There's Sharina, not gonna get it. There's the penetration you're talking about, Steve, and Sharina never had a chance to get going.
No, because of the penetration, Mark, and right now the momentum is Dinwiddie. So,
and we're down to 33 seconds to play, and Dinwiddie has just taken over with the turnover on downs. And now Dinwiddie, excellent field position for its offense. Eastern View 40-yard line. 19-10 in favor of Dinwiddie. Robert Barlow, the spark plug, playmaker, game breaker of this Dinwiddie team, was injured earlier in this 3rd quarter. He's not in there. His replacement, however, is number 17, Tucker, and this is his 2nd carry. His first carry was for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy. He's a lot bigger. He's not as going to be quick as Barlow, but he's going to be the power run right up in the middle.
5'9", 190.
So what Eastern View's got to recognize, he's not going to be a game breaker, but you got to get a hand on him. You got to get a hat on him, and you got to bring him down.
Final 5 seconds now, about to tick off this clock, and we're going to have the 3rd quarter going into the history book right now. That's the end of the 3rd here at Cyclones Stadium with our score: Dinwiddie Generals 19, Eastern View Cyclones 10. We'll take a break and come back for the 4th quarter right after this.
Not everyone is an HVAC expert. Luckily, with 20 years of experience, Able Heating and Air can answer any and all questions you may have about your system. Peace of mind and knowledge that you've made the right choice, because they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air. Battlefield Automotive is proud to continue support of our high school youth and the Culpeper community. Winner of the prestigious Ford President's Award for a record 13 consecutive years. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. CFC Farm and Home Center, hometown service since 1932. Finding the right outerwear for the job is difficult. Luckily, you'll find Carhartt clothing, Red Wing, and Irish Setter boots. From head to toe, it's easy to outfit with CFC Farm and Home Center. Found in Sons Funeral Chapels has made it their business to provide solutions during difficult times for over a quarter of a century. During that time, they've also made an investment in our youth through football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, and 4-H, among other projects. Good luck to tonight's teams, and do your best. Mama May's Pizza and Subs at our new location on 620 Sperryville Pike still serves you the best in pizza, subs, salads, and so much more. Always fresh, always good, only Mama May's. UVA Community Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by individual members like you. Your financial success enables us to offer better products and services to all of our members and to be a positive force in the Culpeper community.
Back to our broadcast. 2nd and 7 now for Dinwiddie. Eastern View 37-yard line, and the Generals up 19-10 as we start this fourth quarter. Here's Hilton, the quarterback. And Eastern View does a nice job of limiting him to a 1-yard gain on the play. Now we'll have a 3rd down and about 4.
And Mark, they got to understand this is going to be 4-down territory for Dinwiddie here. They want to have ball control and run clock up with, by a 9-point lead, 19-10. And right now, Eastern View needs a turnover, some kind of bad.
Barlow remains out of the lineup, but in his place is Antonio Tucker. Here's the quarterback going to keep it. He's going to have a 1st down and more. There goes Hilton, and they finally wrestle him to the ground just shy of that 5-yard line. And this may be, you got other Eastern View players shaken up. This looks like number 6. Josh Logan, from my vantage point. It is Logan.
And Mark, they're slowly losing some players, and Logan gets up. But
did Hilton just run for 28 yards?
Yep, and again, they left that middle wide open and not keeping an eye on the quarterback. And right now, Mark, it doesn't look good for Eastern View.
1st and goal now for the Generals at the Cyclones 6. This broadcast made possible by UVA Community Credit Union. Your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union, 888-887-9136. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. This is Tucker, the running back. Tucker will be about a yard shy of that goal line.
And Mark doesn't look good. They're loading Alex Spangler in the back of the cart there. They're going to be taking him probably into the locker room. It doesn't look good.
Well, you've got Alex Spangler now out of the lineup. You had already lost Chance Graves, Blake Cleek, Mikey Keene last week.
Yeah. I mean, you lose your playmakers. It's very tough to replace.
The next boosters meeting is December the 2nd.
Well, this game is not playing out the way I thought it would.
No, it didn't. I mean, Eastern View had the momentum, Mark. They had Coach Hatfield's coming. They had the momentum, but right now it's right. Turnovers have killed him, and Coach Hatfield's coming over saying something to Alex, saying, it looks like he's got a bad ankle break. Could have, I'm not speculating, but it looks like it's in his ankle area. So.
How critical were the turnovers? Were they at pivotal points, remember?
Yeah, they were, and the thing is right now, it's just that Eastern View, the defensive coordinator is getting right now, they've just been getting spanked, and and right now, let's see if Eastern View can respond, but right now they're down, their go-to player, Alex Spangler, and like I said, it looks like he's done for the evening. It looks like Barlow for Dinwiddie's out, so now it's just going to come up and see if Eastern View can get a stand here. Looks like where the ball's going to be marked. What about it?
The 1-yard line. Yeah, I was going to say the turnovers for Eastern View have been critical. 2 interceptions. One was a score killer, and then another fumble. Looks like this is going to be a touchdown by Brenton Hilton from 1 yard out. They'll make it 25-10 in favor of Dinwiddie with 10:29 to play.
Yep, and I think, Mark, that's going to You know, we knew that coming into this season, Easterview was going to be good, but they were missing some players and they lost due to graduation. But right now turnovers has killed Eastern View tonight. The interceptions and the fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
That fumble was a really key. They started driving, they lost a fumble. Now they're down.
Here's Hilton going for 2, and he's going to be tackled by number 69, Jordan Breckley. So the 2-point try fails. It's 25-10, but so you figure Eastern View technically is only 2 scores away. If they scored 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions at 16, they could win 26-25. Wouldn't that be
that'd be something?
A miraculous finish.
But they got to do it. So they got to do it.
Yeah, but I was just going through the list of the injured. Chance Graves, Blake Leak. Last week it was Mikey Keene, and then tonight Alex Spangler's out on it. Think about that: Graves, Leak, Keene, and Spangler, some of your top performers. But you talked about tonight the turnovers. Those 2 interceptions really hurt the Cyclones. One, they were right on the verge of scoring some points, and they turned it over on the interception. Then you had that fumble by Rock Lawson, and Dinwiddie soon capitalized on it too.
They did, Mark, and you got to give hats. Dinwiddie's very young. You look at the roster, a lot of sophomores. They only have 3 seniors on the whole lineup, Barlow being one of them. So they're going to be good for the next couple of seasons, but you got to hats off. They thoroughly have outplayed Eastern View.
Inside the 10-yard line, this is Harris on the return. He got it just across the 25.
But see, right now, Eastern View doesn't have anybody that has the speed right now that can even fly by their defenders out. Even with Barlow out, they don't have anybody on the outside that can get deep now that Alex Spangler's out. I guess you got Elijah Harris and who else would be
Logan.
Logan, Josh Logan. But now I think you got to go to Rock Lawson and Ronta Robbins. You got to start swinging out in the backfield. You got to start airing it out until Butler's got to start leading the team.
Well, they go here from the 26-yard line. And 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Whistle, stoppage before this play goes.
And it's going to be
Flags on the play.
against Eastern View. See, Eastern View's also been penalized so much, and I've been saying it all season long, Mark. The penalties just kill them at the most inopportune times. And that's called being disciplined on offense. And Coach Hatfield was giving the talking to. He said, "Come on, guys, you're down 25-10. You're still in the ball game, but you've got to they've got to score here on this possession."
And it's the 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15 from the 21. Ronte Robinson on the left to Till Butler back there. Back to the 2 receivers each side. Robinson will block. Here's Butler being flushed from the pocket. Now they'll pick up a block and look downfield. Here's his throw, incomplete, intended for Eli Harris, and he threw that in traffic. I see 5 white jerseys around the intended receiver out there.
Number 6, Josh Logan, is sitting there all by himself down here. Till didn't even look at his whole way. He was zeroing in on 1 receiver, and that's what Dinwiddie's recognizing, Mark. I think that's the adjustment that they made on there and saying, look, pressure the quarterback because he's locking in just on 1 receiver, and that's what Till's doing. He's not looking receivers off.
Okay, 2nd and 15 now from the 21. Same set offensively for Eastern View here. Will the blocking hold up? It does this time. He's got a receiver in the middle, breaks a tackle 40, 45, midfield, 40, 30, down to the near sidelines. This is going to be Josh Logan taking it to the house. And Steve, unofficial, it looks like a 79-yard touchdown play. And after you do your thing, we need to take another look at this one.
You got to lock the windows, shut the front doors, batten down the hatches. This is a Cyclone. Touchdown. Till Butler to Josh Logan, 70 yards. Let's look at that again, Mark. Here it is. Snap, and he spots Logan wide open. Till Butler gets him the football, and then Logan does the rest right down the left sideline, just on a little crossing pattern right across the middle. Great play. He made the play that needed to be made right now, Mark.
And he did it. They went to Logan, who a junior, had been certainly a secondary receiver when you think about the likes of having here's Hutchinson point after critical, and he hits it, and it's 25-17, down by 8. Still plenty of time to go. But Logan being a secondary receiver this year, so that second echelon along with Eli Harris, when you have Chance Graves, Alex Spangler, and Blake Leak in the starting lineup, you're going to be a secondary receiver, and yet all three of those guys are out right now, which elevates you to becoming a primary receiver.
Right, and he showed his speed, Mark. I didn't know he had it in him. He raced down that sideline, and again, that now swings the momentum. Defensively now, it's got to make a stop and get the ball back.
Well, and you know, Dinwiddie's going to be playing without Robert Barlow, but they've done okay without him offensively, and I think the big reason is because this quarterback has been pretty shifty out there, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
He sold the play fake. He can roll out and create some opportunities, and he's been able to find some receivers over the middle of the field. Now here is Hutchinson kicking off, and the Cyclones have cut into this lead. It goes out of bounds near the 20, and they're going to mark it Dinwiddie ball at the 35-yard line, so they'll have good field position as they send their offense back onto the field.
That was a bad move there by Hutchinson. Got to say that. That was not a smart play, and even Coach Hatfield's giving it to him. That was not a smart play right there. You got Barlow out. Kick it deep. Take your chance. Now you give Dinwiddie good, excellent field position at the 35-yard line. Now you got to ask your defense, come up with a stop or a turnover right here.
Well, they're down by 8. Would you have gone for 2 after that touchdown?
No, you go for 2 at the next touchdown.
Okay.
That's what you do.
All right. So here it is. And we go for 2 for the next one. That's going to actually tie it up if Dinwiddie doesn't score. All right, 10 minutes exactly remaining in this fourth quarter. 25-17 Dinwiddie, and they go back on offense from their own 35-yard line. They fake it to Tucker. They throw it out there to the receiver. He makes a spin move. He got across the 40 before he's pushed back, and the receiver was Kamari Brown. So a pickup of 5 yards makes it 2nd and 5. And you know Dinwiddie's going to take its time, Steve, and work this clock. 9:30 clock ticking. 2nd and 5 from the 40. Hilton, nice tackle made by Drew Sharina. Solo tackle, and he stuck him.
He stuck him like you do in wrestling. Stuck him. And now you got to watch out for Hilton, and he's going to try to take off. You got to keep that middle honest. And watch 88. Big third down play here, Mark. All
right. Nice solo by Sharina. It brings up 3rd and 3. Quarterback going to keep it again. He got away from the initial hit, and then he was smothered, and there's a penalty flag coming in, and I don't like the position of that flag. I'm afraid it might work against Eastern View, but I could be wrong.
Now, let's see the flag. Could be holding, Mark.
I thought it might have been a horse collar or something, but I could be wrong.
And we'll see what the call is here. It's going to be against 5-yard face mask. It'll be first down. Oh, jeez.
Well, that's huge.
That gives them a first down. They had the momentum right there, Mark. See, again, another penalty at the inopportune time against Eastern View. You know, they call the face mask.
They have it at the 48. It's 1st and 10. That was on a 3rd and 3 play where seemingly they had stopped the ball carrier. But the face mask gives Dinwiddie a first down, and it's from the 48 now. Here's Hilton backing up to set up the screen. Eastern View stays right with it. They're trying to strip the ball carrier there. Then the receiver was Collis Pride. They held him to a pickup of 2 yards, but the clock will run. It's 2nd and 8.
Yep, and that's what Dinwiddie wants is the clock to start running, and Eastern View's got to start looking at, you know, they need the ball back. They need their defense right here to step up. They cannot afford to let Dinwiddie get first downs.
2nd and 8. Hilton rolls to his right this time. Throws on the run. This one caught. They're going to say out of bounds. And the receiver there, Cedric Drumgool,
has had a great year, but unable to get even 1 foot in for the reception, and that's a big play for Eastern View's defense. That would have been another first down.
Well, it also stops the clock going out of bounds,
Right.
too, and it helps Eastern View.
3rd and 8, ball marked at the 50. As Steve pointed out, clock is stopped. 7:54 to play in this one. And Dinwiddie currently up by 8 points, 25-17. Big 3rd and 8 down for both teams here.
Yeah, big 3rd down play here, Marcus. I don't see them going for it 4th down here. They don't want to do that, but Eastern View's got to watch the quarterback.
Here's Hilton. He's being flushed out of the pocket, throwing on the run, and incomplete. He did a great job of getting rid of that ball and intended for Antonio Tucker, and I believe it was number 6. It was Josh Logan out there defending, and Eastern View rises to the occasion, forces a 4th down and a punt, and we will see Justin Davis of Dinwiddie on to punt this one away. They don't have Alex Spangler back there, Steve. Can you pick up the return man's jersey?
It looks like Logan, Mark.
Josh Logan. All right, here's your snap. Here's Davis's kick. Logan. Oh, he's in trouble. He was lucky he didn't lose possession of that one.
Yeah.
And Eastern View dodged a bullet, as the expression goes there. They're going to keep possession. They're going to start it from the 20-yard line. But they're down by 8 points. Defense did its job.
Flag in the play, legal formation
Against?
Dinwiddie.
So you make him kick it again.
Make him repunt that one. And you tell Logan, look, if you can't field it, let it go.
Yeah.
You know, you don't try to be cute, try to run it back. You're not experienced back there as Spangler.
And, you know, Spangler is such a weapon as a receiver and as a return specialist. Nothing shabby on defense about his play either. But,
No.
I mean, he was a playmaker and game breaker for Eastern View this season, no doubt about it. They push him back here to the 44. They'll kick it again. Here's Davis. Logan. This one time he gets away from it. Let's see how it bounces. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be about the same effect. They're going to have it at the 25-yard line.
But again, he didn't make a mistake at running up there. And
I think that they gave him the same advice you were giving up here: is tell him stay away from it if you can't field it.
you got it.
Yeah, and he did.
You got it.
And they're going to mark it at the 23. And we've got 7:28 to play here in this 4th quarter. 25-17 Dinwiddie. This broadcast made possible by Mama Mae's. Our new location on Sperryville Pike offers the same fresh pizza and subs. Always fresh, always good. Only Mama Mae's. 829-9200. Jill Butler leads the offense back onto the field. Robinson on his left, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the right, to the left as well. Here comes the pressure. Here's Butler. He's in trouble. Tucker hits him initially and drops him at the 15-yard line. He will lose 8 yards, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 18.
Yep, it's going to – I've got a super fan wanting to know the updated score, and I promised I'd get it to him. And it's right now, like I said, Till Butler, he's got to make a play. Got to make a play.
Well, he was looking for a receiver, and I guess he just couldn't find one. Then now this ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to have a 3rd and 16.
And see, David Jorgensen's got to learn that 56 is a freshman. He'll be 6'2", he's jumping up in the air. You've got to engage him all the time and trying to keep driving him forward and keep pushing him back.
Mm-hmm.
Don't allow him to jump straight up. Till's got to recognize that guy's pretty tall and don't be throwing over there and you lock it in on one receiver. You got to look them off. And, you know, Till's got to see now we can get a ball to the playmaker because this isn't 4-down territory back here. 6:51, need a big play right here, Mark.
Steve, Greg Bradley is in there as receiver number 17. Rock Lawson is lined up as a receiver. He's down at the bottom. He's in the slot on the left. And now I think Eastern View is looking at calling a timeout here.
Well, something was going on. People were yelling. They should have thrown. It looked like Dinwiddie called a timeout, I think, or did Eastern View? Can't tell because it looked like the fans was that throw the ball because Dinwiddie didn't have anybody covered down here and Josh Logan down at the bottom.
And I don't believe Coach Hatfield is any too happy about what's going on.
He's yelling at the officials on something.
So Eastern View has called a timeout, which will give us an opportunity to tell you this broadcast is made possible by Able Heating and Air, able to keep your family comfortable through every season. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And UVA Community Credit Union, your financial success enables us to be a positive force in the Culpeper community. UVA Community Credit Union, 888-887-9136. 6:51 to play here in this game. Well, in regulation at least, and it's 25-17. You think that might have been a?
I'm trying to figure out what that play and what happened there. Coach Hatfield's yelling at the sideline official, and meanwhile, something about it's going on, and I don't know what happened. He had to call a timeout, but that hurt because that means Eastern View's only got one left.
Well, and they've got the ball now at the 13-yard line. They must have lost 5 yards or pushed them back, and that makes it 3rd and 21. This is a dangerous position to be in if you're Eastern View right here.
Yep. They got called for delay of game.
Mm-hmm. Butler throwing over the middle, 25, and out shy of the 30-yard line. Well short of a first down was the receiver there, Greg Bradley. And now we're going to have 4th down. And about 6.
And Mark, that's where the speed comes in right there to hurt. Where Spangler would try to get that play over there, could probably try to pick up a first down, or Blake Leak, and they just don't have it.
Hutchinson on to kick. And he'll kick it from about the 20-yard line. This one taken on the hop near the 40. And a good tackle by Drew Sharina on the return player there, Cedric Drumgool. Say one thing about Sharina, we've said it throughout the year, and we said it in our pregame. This guy is a football player. He's tough, and he's a sure tackler. And being a sure tackler is what they used to say about a guy by the name of Paul Krause.
Well, Mark, he's Defensive Player of the Year in the Battlefield District, and you can see why. And the Offensive Player of the Year was Spangler. You lose both. You lose your Offensive Player, but you still got Sharina, your Defensive Player. Now, 6:06 here left to go in the ball game, down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They need right here 3 and out right here. Cannot let Dinwiddie grind out clock right here.
And Dinwiddie has outstanding field position at its own 48-yard line. New ball carrier here is, the first time we called his name, number 30, Marcus King, and he made
another 9th grader, Mark. Another 9th grader.
Young team, as you pointed out. Well, that was something that Tim Beard was telling us before the game.
They only have 3 seniors that play, and so they're very young, and right now they're proving all their worth. But that, again, is like I said earlier, and even in the pregame, they're battle-tested. They've played tough teams, and right now that's showing. Right now they're starting to mature into a good football team.
Okay, on 2nd and 5, Hilton. Handoff again, King. King's got first down yardage. And he got inside the 35. And they'll move the sticks, and they'll keep the clock going as well.
And Mark, again, that's going to be that hurt Eastern View. Now, I think Eastern View's defense is starting to tire a little bit.
Yeah, it's 1st and 10 now. Dinwiddie from Eastern View's 32, and the clock runs. We're approaching the 5-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Again, Generals leading by 8 points, 25-17. Hilton back to King. Following his blockers, and they cut him down near the 25, but another 7-yard pickup. So King getting chunks of yardage on each carry.
Yeah, they're running behind big number 52, Nathan Cunningham, 6'1", 260, a junior. And he's been the offensive line right now, got to give credit. They're really doing the number right now in Eastern View.
Ball at the 24-yard line, 2nd and 2. And Dinwiddie in no hurry with the plays. Time is on its side. King, the ball carrier. King's second effort is going to get him close to another first down. Jordan Significantly, that clock continues to run, and we are under 4 minutes to play in this one, at least during regulation. 25-17 Dinwiddie. Winner moves on for the region championship game next week against either Louisa County or Patrick Henry of Ashland. Here is 3rd and 1, actually less than 1. Hilton, the quarterback. King back there. King, the ball carrier. He'll have a first down as he got down to the 20-yard line.
Mark, it's 9-7 fourth quarter. Louisa over Patrick Henry.
Wow.
That's a lot closer than a lot of people thought, too, down there.
9-7, Louisa over PH of Ashland. Must be a pretty good game going on down there.
No, I figured it would be. I told you it's going to be Patrick Henry. Ashland's tough. But right now, we got to show some mettle here, Mark. We need the football back.
Yeah, and the clock runs. We're approaching that 3-minute mark, and Dinwiddie has, they're the driver's seat. They're up by 8 points, and they've got 1st and 10 at the Cyclones 20. And the clock, certainly its ally.
And you don't look for him to throw it.
Marcus King, the way he's run the ball, why would you?
And he's just gassing them right up the middle, Mark.
And I think you may be right about Eastern View defense. They may be getting worn down here some.
Yeah, but they just called timeout, Mark, and I think they had to because they were just getting worn down. And Dinwiddie now, they're Dinwiddie faithful. They call them Navy Nation across the way, cheering on their generals.
Well, they're certainly feeling that Navy pride, aren't they? Well, you know, this broadcast is made possible by CFC Farm and Home Center, outfitting your family from head to toe since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center at 825-2200. And Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. And Found & Sons, investing in youth at all levels to help make tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Our special thanks to each and every one of our 6 supporters of Cyclones and Blue Devils football here on the Culpeper Media Network this season. 2:44 to play, and after the timeout, Dinwiddie will have it 2nd and 12, or 2nd and 2 rather, from the 12-yard line. Marcus King getting the work here in this series, and they're going to stop him a little shy of a first down, it looks like, as Southern in on the tackle for Eastern View.
And official stop the clock.
Eastern View calls another timeout, and they have to here.
Yep.
You've got to call the timeouts to save some time on the clock for your offense, assuming you get the ball back.
Yep, it's 3rd and 1 here, and you know they'll probably go try to field goal here. They won't try to go for it on 4th down, or they're going to say, all right, we believe in our defense. But right now they got to find some. They got to get a stop right now.
After this timeout, Dinwiddie will have it 3rd and 1 at the Eastern View 11. 2:28 remaining in this 4th quarter. And I hesitate to say in the game because conceivably there's enough time where Eastern View could possibly tie it up and force an overtime, but it's going to take some real favor to get there. And Marcus King, the ball carrier, will not get a first down, and it will force a 4th down and a decision by Dinwiddie, and Drew Sharina help leading that charge of Cyclone defenders who make a 3rd down stop.
But is there a flag on the play, Mark? Is the play stopped?
Well, the clock has stopped, that's for sure. I didn't see a penalty flag down, but looks like we're going to get the call here from the official momentarily.
Third down, 5 yard against Dinwiddie.
Backfield, illegal.
Saying you can't decline it either, so you gotta accept it. So now makes it 3rd and 6, Mark.
Yep, from the 16.
See, they had a good stop on the fourth down on a loss right there, and they would have made decision time for.
You know, it might have been a good thing though, because if you get a stop here, then Dinwiddie has to decide whether to go for the field goal or go for a first down.
Well, yeah, because the field goal put it out of reach. You know, that would put.
All right, let's see what happens here on a very crucial 3rd and 6. Here comes the pressure from Eastern View. Marcus King, the running back. King will be wrapped up short of a first down. And good tackling out there by Eastern View. Of course, Sharina in on the mix. But now, with the clock running,
they're going to try to take it all the way down, Mark, and they're going to try to take and see if they bring on their field goal kicker. He's pretty good. See what you think.
Wow.
1.
13-9, Dave Richardson just passed on the score. PH 13, Louisa 9. How about that?
And if Patrick Henry holds on, you know,
huge win
geez, what an opportunity lost. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Clock running down to a minute 10 here. Can Eastern View stop it?
No. Eastern View's out of time.
Maybe they did. Somebody stopped it.
I think Dinwiddie did.
A minute 9. So it's 4th and 4. What does Dinwiddie do here? Line of scrimmage being the 14. If they went for a field goal, Steve, that would be a 31-yard field goal attempt.
Yep, and that would have definitely iced it, but then it would turn the ball over to Eastern View, give them a minute 9 to go 90 yards for the score. Try to tie, you know, the 2-point conversion to tie it up, but we'll see what the call is here and see what they do. Because they want to run as much clock off as they can.
Look at some of these jerseys out there. Who's got the dirtiest jersey? Not surprising. It's probably Drew Sharina.
Yeah,
there he is.
All over. He's been the warrior.
Yeah, he's something else. All right.
They're going for it, Mark.
4th and 4 from the 14.
Don't jump.
Hilton. Play action. Incomplete. He tried to get it over the slant. Logan was defending against number 20. I think that's Tucker. No, it's Cedric Drumgoole, rather.
He's lucky he didn't get interference, Mark. He was draped over him, but the officials didn't call it. So now you're giving your boys a chance. A minute 6 here to go. Got to dial up some plays to get downfield quick without any timeouts.
Well, you're going to have to go 86 yards to do it. No, I just dropped my pencil, fumble on the plate. All right, can Eastern View do it? They don't have their playmakers, really, although
No.
Josh Logan showed us he can take it to the distance.
Well, you got Josh Logan. You got, Till Butler, and you got Rock Lawson. So you've got to find somebody, offense somewhere.
I don't think they have any timeouts left of the Cyclones, down to a minute 6 to play here in this one. Here's Butler. Looking for someone, can't find anyone. Incomplete pass.
Till was lucky he didn't get an illegal forward pass, but his arm was hit as he was throwing it. But he's got a minute left. They got to concentrate now moving his short. They got to go to their 2-minute offense and see if they can get someone to make plays. But if they were to lose this game, and Mark, if they end up losing this game, it's because they lost their playmakers and had some turnovers in inopportune times.
Yeah, they did have the turnovers and they lost their playmakers, and we got a whistle and we got stoppage here.
It's going to be a flag. Looks like it's going to be offsides. It's going to be on loss number 8.
No, it's going to be against, well, he must have lined up offsides then.
Yep.
When you get offsides against your offense, you've lined up
Yep.
offsides like that, because you usually get the false start or illegal procedure.
But see, right now they need to find Logan. They need to get him the ball. They got to dial up now. It's 2nd and 15, Mark.
The 5-yard penalty pushes it back to the 10-yard line. You got to go 90 yards. Butler, he's got nowhere to go. Couldn't find anyone. Couldn't find any place to hide as well, and they sack him down at the 5-yard line, and the clock will stop at 46.6 seconds to play on a 3rd and very long coming up.
Well, who stopped it?
I don't know.
Because Eastern View's out of timeouts.
Ball is at the 4. They've marked it at the 4-yard line.
Till's got to get rid of it. He's holding the ball, Mark. That's another thing he's done all night, too. He's held the ball far too long. And, the clock's got to go off your head. 1, 2, 3, and then, get rid of the football. And like I said, he's locked in. He's not nowhere to go because he doesn't have his favorite receivers out there. He doesn't have Blake Leak, doesn't have Spangler. kids that were getting open for him, and now he's got kids, he's come up with this Dinwiddie team whose defensive backs are fast as lightning and able to cover. It looks like.
Well, they're doing something here, penalizing Dinwiddie, and have no idea why. But they move it out to about the 18-yard line.
It's a dead ball. So, coaches.
Third down now, about 7.
Not a first down, so it had to be just a 5-yard penalty.
It's an interesting call.
Yeah, I never saw it, so I don't know what the call was.
Butler, incomplete pass, and he had Harris open out there, just unable to get it to him.
He's short-arming it, Mark. He's not stepping into the throw. He's just kind of throwing it like this, and he's got to step into the throw, and this has not been one of Till's great games.
But the incomplete pass also stops the clock. Now, it's 3rd and 7, 43.2 seconds to play, ball at the 17-yard line.
You got to look for a miracle, like the miracle of mineral.
Yeah. And you're going to be doing it without your marquee players. Butler got a receiver, caught, first down it looks like, and this catch made by C.J. Taylor.
17.
Oh, that's right, Greg Bradley, rather. But the clock will continue to run. They got to line up quickly.
Spike it.
They'll spike it to stop it. 32.4 seconds to play. Now let's check the line of scrimmage, Steve, where they have it. It's at the 26-yard line.
See, they're going to stick their biggest players. Look how deep Dinwiddie's playing, Mark.
Now you got to go 74 yards for the possibility of tying this ball game up.
So you need like a pick over the middle a little bit and try to get somebody free.
Or the old hook and ladder. Huh?
Yep.
Okay, here's Butler. He's throwing near side. He's got a receiver. It's Harris. He catches it just shy of the 40-yard line. He did a great job of holding on that football. He took a pretty good hit there from the defensive backs. Got out to the 36, 10 yards rather. Or 9 yards. They'll spike it and kill it again. Now you're down to 24.7 seconds to play. Line of scrimmage at 36. You've got to go 64 yards in that length of time.
But they didn't move the yard markers, Mark. Look across, it's still 3rd down. Why would you spike? Now you're 4th. They didn't even, and why? If they didn't pick up first down, the clock shouldn't have stopped.
Well, it looks at the spot. They should have called for a measurement.
Yeah, they should have called for a measurement. And what's happened is they ran off, and Coach Mills is going ballistic over on Dinwiddie's side, because if they didn't make the first down, the clock shouldn't have stopped. And if they spiked it, it's 4th down. I understand where he's coming from, but they never.
Look at Eastern View's players are signaling it's a first down, but I don't know why.
Yeah, the officials have messed this up. They should have stopped the clock and moved the chains for first down, and then Eastern View clocks it.
Now they're moving the sticks.
Yeah, that's what they should have done the first time.
And Dinwiddie's fans, of course, won't like it, but it could be the right call. All right, line of scrimmage at 36. 24.7 seconds to play. Here in the 4th, again, Eastern View trailing by 8 points. They got to go 64 yards, get a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion to tie this one. Butler throwing. Got a receiver, breaks one tackle. Then the tackle hit him shy of midfield, and he fumbles. And does the ground cause it, or is it a fumble turnover? The referee here, the official saying it's down by contact. No. You're watching him there. Watch. See this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd say down by contact.
First down, Cyclones.
Yeah, down by contact.
And
see, Dinwiddie now having to scramble because they put their offensive unit out there. They thought they had the ball.
Yep, they thought they had the ball, and they're on there running. They had to call a timeout.
Once that player hits the ground, and then it comes out, you know it's down by contact.
Yep. Timeout Dinwiddie.
Yeah, they had to because they're getting ready to be penalized 5 yards
Yep.
for the delay of game. They had their offensive unit on there. They thought they had forced a turnover. But it does stop the clock, but now you're down to 15.5 seconds. Steve, really you're down about 2 plays, it sounds like.
You're down to about 2 plays, and you better dial up. Like I said, hook and ladder, something that can, reverse. You might have to drive a trick play to draw up those safeties that are playing way deep, and so then that way they can go and throw the ball. So maybe halfback option pass might work. Something to get something free downfield.
Well, you're down to 15.5 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and Eastern View has it 1st and 10 at its own 49. So obviously they got to go 51 yards, get into the end zone over a span of 15.5 seconds. Can they do it? What do they dial up? Dinwiddie with now a 3-man front. They got their players secondary way back there in center field. As Butler going to be in trouble. He's going to get rid of it, and he's got Harris out there. Here's Harris. He should get out of bounds if he can. Get out of bounds, and he does it. And instead he goes down with 3.7 seconds to play. And they might have time for one more play here, and it looks like they're going to mark it at the Dinwiddie 37, 38-yard line.
Yep, they got one more play, Mark.
He's going to have to spike it, and you're down to 0.5 of a second. Now you are down to one play. Now what are you going to do? The whole season comes down to this one play with 0.5 of a second.
Now, do you do the hook and ladder or Hail Mary? Look how deep Dinwiddie's playing. They're going to put everybody in the end zone.
Yeah.
For half a second.
Wow. The odds are definitely stacked against them, but of course, anything can happen. Remember the old Alcoa fantastic finishes? That's what you need right here.
Yep. You need to follow up something, maybe a miracle.
And you better hold up the blocking up there for Till Butler and give him time to find somebody and not make him rush. What they just did right there. So he stepped up and was hit as he threw it. He never had a chance. And that's how this game is going to end. And Dinwiddie's going to win it 25-17. Congratulations to the Generals. They will advance to play in next week's region championship against the winner of the Patrick Henry of Ashland Louisa game. And for Eastern View, Steve, the season has come to a close, and it didn't turn out tonight the way we had expected.
Yeah.
But I think that there were a couple of factors. You've talked about them. Eastern View has played without its marquee players, Chance Graves, Blake Leak. Last week, Mikey Keene went down, and tonight Alex Spangler went down.
Yep.
And they had the interceptions. They had the fumble at inopportune times. And then you got to give credit to Dinwiddie, because Dinwiddie stayed poised, and they stayed focused, and they got a win down here on the road in at Eastern View.
Yeah, they did, Mark. You got hats off. You got credit to Dinwiddie Generals. They came in and they played hard. You know, they're battle-tested. Good football team, well coached. We lose two of our, best players. Spangler goes down tonight. We just lose our whole, our go-to players, our big play players, and now, Eastern View season's over, and Dinwiddie moves on to face probably Patrick Henry, because Patrick Henry was winning 13-9 late in the fourth quarter. So I haven't had a final yet, but again, that could have been Patrick Henry could have come up here, but if Patrick Henry pulled off that upset, kudos to Coach Wakefield, former Coach Culpeper, to get that win. But here against a talented, youthful, very young Dinwiddie squad, but Dinwiddie had Eastern View's number tonight, especially in that in the third quarter. I thought the third quarter was so crucial that Dinwiddie controlled it all, Mark, and that's where we had penalties and turnovers, and that's what kills you. And so, kudos to Coach Hatfield and staff. They had a great season. Finished 11-2, right?
Let's say they were 9-1 in the regular season. They won 2 playoff games. So 11 and
no, they won one Huguenot. So
they won beat Huguenot. So they were 1-1. They were 9-1 in the regular season. They won last week to be 10-1, and then they lost tonight to be 10-2. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Steve, enjoyed calling another season of football with you here on the Culpeper Media Network. We wrapped up our 22nd season together, and we were hoping Eastern U would go a little farther, but that's the way it goes. And they lost to a good team. They lost to a young team, and we expect to see Dinwiddie in subsequent years. All right. I want to say thanks to our generous supporters of Cyclones and Blue Devils football. here on the Culpeper Media Network. And of course, they include Found & Sons, Battlefield Automotive, CFC Farm and Home Center, UVA Community Credit Union, Able Heating and Air, and Mama Mays. And so enjoyed another season with you on the Culpeper Media Network. Thanks to Johnny Krawchuk and to the rest of the staff at the Culpeper Media Network for doing a great job this year. And so we're going to wrap it up tonight saying so long from Cyclone Stadium. But once again, our final score, Dinwiddie 25, Eastern View 17. And congratulations to the Generals who will advance to next week's region championship game. And the injured and really banged up Cyclones have to call it a season, but it was a good one. All right, for Johnny Krawchuk and Steve Peacock, I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Cyclones and Blue Devils football again this season on the Culpeper Media Network. Take care. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody, and I'm sure that Dave and Donnie will be glad to bring you all the exciting action of basketball season when that time rolls around.
Is, Mark.
So long for now.
Enjoyed the broadcast with you. Good night, everybody.